Live from Hollywood, California, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funnies, Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
I have to let this rock for a second. Listen, I don't know how I can explain it. I mean, you just kind of have to listen. Social media gonna mute my shit. Stop. I love them. That's Metallica, y'all. Welcome everybody, VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, man. I'm your host, the Big Vanilla Funny, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Shack, the Big Vanilla Kobe, Mr. Never Shut Up, VA's Top Talk Boy, Mr. I Told You So, the Big Vanilla Color Card, because sometimes in sports, the color card has to be played, and when it does, you guys know I'm your Big Vanilla Vegas dealer, and I got a new one. The Big Vanilla Seasoning Salt. You know, like lawyers, adobo, seasoning salt. Because no matter what it is, all you got to do is sprinkle a little bit of me on it, and you ain't gonna need nothing else. Woo! Kobe for the win bucket. Y'all see the Kobe is 3 all-time show, right? With song, right? Yeah, number 3 all-time. Stop playing with me. Great show lineup today, man. I got my man Luis Estrada from Spectrum Sports. He be winning Emmys and shit. He's got like 30 of them. I'm very jealous of him. I can't hate because he's a really good guy. He's a really good friend of mine, and he knows the sports. Diehard LA guy. I mean, his dad took him to the Dodgers back in the day, took him to the Rams, and the Rams were out here for the first time previously before they went to St. Louis and then moved back. Him and his pops used season ticket holders. They used to go to the games. He's LA as it gets when it comes to sports. But I'm kind of jealous that he's got a lot of Emmys, and I don't have any of them. Like, if I'm ever at his house for, like, a Christmas party or dinner party or something, like, I'm not calling myself no thief, but, I mean, 29, 30, who's counting, right? I mean, it was counting. I don't know. You know what? Let's go find who did this, because this is wrong, dog. You worked for those. Those are yours. Right, he's a good dude, man. Very successful in the business. Gets to hang out with James Worthy and Big Shot Bob and all those guys over at Spectrum. So he'll be on. Also, 2 special guests, man. Y'all know I love my black queens. I love to bring up men, talk sports, get their opinions, and show them love the way we should be showing them love in the entire industry. Quick sidebar. I got a mad like side professional crush on Elle Duncan. I don't know where it came from. And I know who she is, and I've been seeing her, but I think I saw one of her Instagram pictures or something. I was like, that's Elle Duncan? Where? That's Elle Duncan. Okay. All right, Elle Duncan. They say, wipe the sweat. They say you know, biracial, so you got some, chocolate. That's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? What up, though, Mom? No, I'm just playing. But no, I do. I like her a lot. Her, Maria Taylor. But I have another black queen coming on myself, Miss Danielle Lee from a major sports network. I can't really put it out there just out of simple respect because of who she works for. She's got to, guard a grill on her professional stuff. And I love her that much that I would always make sure that was possible for her to do, is to guard himself. So if she wants to tell you guys who she works for, I'll let her do it. But I'm not going to, because I just have that much respect and professionalism and broadcast journalism. So shit, a lot of y'all need to learn. That leads me to my opening rant. I was just having Luis Estrada. He's back waiting on us right now. I'll bring him in shortly, but I normally do a 30-minute opening rant. Luis, give me 5 minutes and bring you in and we'll go at it. I'm having so much fun this year not liking who I don't like. In sports talk, we always want everybody to like everything. But that's not how it goes. And if you don't, and the majority do, then you're a hater. Or if you don't, or you do, and the majority don't, it's like, oh, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about, or you don't know sports, or, man, he's always hating. It normally goes against who your favorite player is. who your favorite team is, what history and era of sports you grew up in. It normally plays along those lines, as opposed to who you're going to like, who you're going to cheer for, who you think is legit, who you think may be a GOAT, may not be a GOAT. I grew up on Dan Marino. I grew up on the Miami Dolphins. I will never like the bum-ass Buffalo Bills. And pretty much anybody that comes from there. I will never like the bum-ass Jets with their puke green, baby diarrhea green ass color uniforms. They went to that dark shit that looks like if you had too many spinach smoothies. I know. I drink spinach smoothies and eat arugula. I know what that look like. That's what you color your jersey. Bum-ass Jets. Can't get it right for nothing. Even can get to the conference championship game, but you got a bum-ass quarterback and a coach slamming his headset down and blah, blah. Oh, you lost, dog. He beat you again. No matter if it's 13-3, 13-10, 16-13. Who won? Dubs. Sports has a very short memory. Rob Parker says this all the time. One of my mentors and friends in this business. Sports has a short memory. Short menu. Wins, losses, championships, or desserts. The championships of the desserts is mine. I added that part. He'll admit that. I added that part. Championships is desserts. You know what I'm saying? Awards is the appetizers. You add a little bit to the menu, but it's very short though. There's no different ways to win. You win. So different ways you lose. That's how you have to look at it if you're an athlete. So why don't we look at it like that when we're journalists or sports talk show hosts or broadcast journalists? Why don't we look at it that same exact way? It always amazes me how people will create a personal narrative just to fit their argument, but will use a different narrative over the same situation of another player, another team, in another league, in another sport. To me, I thought it really affected sports talk. I thought it really affected TV and affected radio, and not a positive way, in a way where it was like, God, man, it kind of all looks the same, sounds the same, feels the same. That's what we're doing here at Vesson. We want to bring back natural, classic, real sports talk with a splash of comedy and entertainment, and we're going to do it. But I'm having so much fun not liking who I don't like. I'm having a ton of fun watching the Lakers throw up on themselves. I am 16-16. Can't beat no one good. Losing the bad teams and need overtime to win like 5 games already this year. You think that's going to last with 35, 36, 37-year-olds? The same shit that everybody said. Wouldn't be a problem if your main man, the king, all the other shit you guys call him, the fake GOAT. It wouldn't be a problem if he didn't tweet back in August or September, whenever it was, y'all keep that same energy. Call him my team. Oh, my team. My. I. Every time I watch him, I feel like I'm watching a fucking opera and he's warming up. Me. Every time I watch the dude. But if you say that, oh, you're a hater. No, I don't like him. I don't like the Lakers. I grew up a Pistons fan. Kobe was my guy. I can't help it that he got traded there. When he got drafted by Charlotte, I was living on the East Coast. I got family in Charlotte. I got family in North Carolina. I thought I was going to be going to Charlotte Hornets games watching Kobe Bryant. And then he gets traded draft day. It's like, God, he went to the Lakers? I'm a Pistons fan. I'm coming off of rivalries with the Lakers in the 80s. That's why I grew up through the NBA. That's how I grew up becoming a basketball fan. Tar Heels, Pistons. So whatever the Tar Heels was going through in the 80s, I was down with it. And to this day, I still hate all those teams. What the Pistons was going through in the 80s, I was down with it. And I still hate all them teams to this day. I can't stand Boston. I can't stand LA. I don't like the Cavs. I don't like the Pacers. I don't like the Bulls. I don't like none of them teams. I don't like Duke. I don't like Clemson. I don't like NC State. I don't like Wake Forest. I'm a Tar Heel guy. It's the same in the NFL. It's the same in boxing. Whoever Sugar Ray Leonard was going against, I don't like you. Because I go for Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't flip-flop and jump around. And when we started to do that, it came and it infiltrated the sports talk. And then everybody was so afraid of being called really the stupidest and like self-loathing word in the English dictionary in society today, hater. What's really a hater? Someone that's got a difference of opinion. I understand some people might be jealous. There's haters in the hood and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some haters in corporate America. They don't think you should get that position. They don't think you should do this. I get all that. But when in sports were we not for who we didn't like? Everybody didn't like Jordan in the 80s and the 90s. Everybody didn't like Joe Montana. And Joe Montana and Jerry Rice and Tom Rathman and George Seifert and Bill Walsh and Bill Romanowski and John Taylor and Brett Jones and Roger Craig. They was mauling the NFL for a good 5 out of 6 years. Crushing everybody. Blowing out teams in the Super Bowl. Blowing out teams in the conference finals. Well, that's NBA. It's gonna be conference championship game. Mauling through. Everybody didn't like Joe Montana. You think Giant fans are East Coasters? You think we love that San Francisco, that Bay Area, that shiny blonde Notre Dame? Come on, you know how many people hate Notre Dame? That's where he played. Well, I grew up on the East Coast. We didn't like Joe Montana. We didn't fuck with Joe Montana. Like, that's just what it was. But you didn't get called hater. The other fan base and the other writers and stuff from the other newspapers would just write and go out and try to prove you wrong. And those players would go out and just try to prove you wrong. But I'm having such a good time not liking who I don't like. It's okay. The message is it's okay. When people tell me they don't like Kobe, Kobe's my guy. When people tell me they don't like Kobe, I just always say, why? I don't go, oh, you're a hater. And I listen to their reasons. And it's like, oh, okay. He didn't take a lot of bad shots, VJ. Yeah, he took a lot of bad shots. He made a lot of bad shots too. He's the greatest bad shot maker in the history of the game. Like I would love that title. I would love it, my son Cameron. If one day somebody goes, man, he's the greatest bad pass thrower quarterback I've ever seen. He throws a lot of bad pass, but they get there. Something happens. They're touchdowns. Like it's like, what do you do? Some of his shots, yeah, all right. He wrote Shaq out of town. Well, yeah, Shaq was lazy as fuck. He got tired of it. We know the story now. Shaq was lazy as shit. He got tired of it. It's like, yo, you're honestly, we probably could have beat the Pistons if your fat ass was in better shape. I'm a Pistons fan. And I rode hard. We should have swept the Lakers that year. My love for Kobe went away for 2 weeks. I'm a Pistons fan. My family, my friends, everybody back in the DMV can tell you that. I was not playing with that series. I wanted my Pistons to win that series. When Kobe hit that game tying shot to force game 2 into overtime, I knew it was going 5, but I was like, we should have swept their ass. But we came out here, stomped them, and took game 1 by 9. They held him like 87 points or something like shut him defense, shut him down. Shaq was fat and out of shape. He was not the same Shaq that won those 3 and then got eliminated. Remember, they won 3 in a row. They got eliminated by the Spurs in 6, and the Spurs beat them in Staples. Then came back that following year, got back to the finals against the Pistons, lost in 5. And if it's not for Derek Fisher's .4 shot, come on, guys. Y'all don't want to get me talking history. Y'all want to start. Come on, man. Let's clap it up, man. Let's clap it up. Let's move on. All right, listen. I'm enjoying hating who I hate and not liking who I'm not liking. And the message is it's okay. It's okay. Let's agree to disagree and move on. We can stay on the subject a little more, but eventually, all right, let's move on. You don't like him. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't think he's good. I think that was a bad draft pick. Okay, cool. What else can we talk about? There's so much more to talk about. What else can we talk about? Maybe we agree on some shit. You like gummy bears? I like gummy bears. All right. First guest I'll bring in, man. We're going to get right into the NBA. I'm going to propose some questions to him, check on him and his family. Lovely, lovely family of his, man. Proud of this cat. When we first met, we met on some radio show. It was like 12 people trying to talk at the same time, like dead serious. And then our friendship has grown. We played in celebrity softball game together where he won the MVP, I think. Yeah, he won the MVP, hit a home run or something like that also to that game. But he'll be quick to tell you. But I struck out, which is funny as shit. But if you win an MVP, you win and hit the home run, it really don't. The strikeout really don't matter, man. He's over at Spectrum Sports. He's one of the background guys there, but they're also flying him around. He's helping build studios. Spectrum is really, really growing, man. And then I always have to add this in, man. He is my favorite Mexican in Los Angeles. He really is, man. He's a cool ass dude. We be skyboxing together over at Staples. You know, it ain't nothing. You know, sitting in the skybox, chilling, watching the game and shit, talking life, talking business. You know what they're saying. My man, Luis Estrada, what's good, homie?
What's going on, brother? Dude, I can't believe an intro like that.
I'm about to say that might be the best intro you've ever gotten, like, in your career.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, I'll tell you, I get it. On set, I have a little nickname that was given to me years ago. Doesn't even come close to what you just said, so I'll take it every time.
But I know them goddamn Emmys, dude. Listen, like I just said, you know what I mean? I mean, I ain't calling myself no thief, but, you know, I mean, if you got 9, you kind of still got 9, whether you only count 8. So don't trip, bro. So talk to me, man. What's good? How's the family? How's your lovely daughter? You guys ready for the holidays, man?
We're about as ready as we're gonna get. It's kind of like too late at this point. You know, they're doing good. Everyone's doing good. You know, Ab just wrapped up her first semester in high school, man. She's a freshman in high school, just doing her thing. She's doing really good. You know, the wife's doing real well. We're getting up. I got a couple of days off coming starting tomorrow, so gonna have a few days with the family before I go back to it on Monday. So Just got to get through tonight in the Spurs, baby.
My man, I hope they beat the living shit out of y'all tonight. I'm dead serious. I hope they beat the living shit. I was watching that Suns game the other day. I know Raydell was mad too because I was saying it out loud. I was like, this bum ass offense. Look at this whack ass stand around, dribble. This bum ass offense, man. Please, bro. Where you can go get 34 and you kind of just pitching the guys, and if they miss the shots, everybody's like, well, you got to hit shot. Bro, come on, man. You jacking threes and jacking jumpers too. Stop it. Yeah, I hope you should win, but it wouldn't surprise me if middle of the fourth quarter it's like a 4 or 5 point game. Either way.
With this team, nothing would surprise me. They've lost twice to Oklahoma City already. Oklahoma City, and one game they were up by 23 or 24, and the other game they were up by 19 going into the second half and still lost those games. So they really
Did they blow a 26-point lead too?
Maybe to somebody else.
I mean, they blew a 26-point lead also too.
They've lost some big leads to really bad teams, and then they come out and they play really, like the other night they lost to the Bulls in Chicago, but they actually played pretty well. I'm not one for moral victories, but at least they kind of look like a basketball team, where a lot of this time that you see what they're doing, it's a lot of iso ball, jacking up threes. They're not a 3-point shooting team. I don't get it. I don't know what the
figure it out.
is.
They better figure it out fast. And we'll say that a little bit because I have a question I want to ask you. I want to jump right into the show, man. I have a question I want to ask you, bro. Is it smart or important to show loyalty to a pro sports franchise? And I'm aiming at a certain player here, but I'm asking the question blindly. You'll probably guess who I may be aiming at that. But is it smart and important to show loyalty to a franchise in pro sports?
I think it depends on the individual. And here's what I mean is when you're a professional athlete, you're still a man, you're still a woman, you're still a professional. You have to figure out what's most important to you. Now, does that necessarily mean loyalty is good one way or another? That's up to you, because I feel you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, is this what I feel is best for me? Now, if you're asking me blindly in general, look, in most instances, I would say be loyal to yourself. But at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself and say, okay, what's my situation here? Do I like it here? Is it going the way that I want? We've all heard the tales. Just because there are greener pastures out there doesn't mean they're best for you. So I feel like the loyalty question really depends on the individual and how they feel about it themselves. Now, you can say the right things publicly, but privately feel a different way. And that's where I think you get a lot of this going back and forth, the wishy-washiness. Be yourself and be upfront about it. Be the same both behind closed doors and in front of closed doors. Look, let's take Ben Simmons. He doesn't want to be in Philadelphia. They obviously don't want him there. Try to do something to get him out. You're being upfront about it. It's consistent. He's not sitting here out in front saying, yes, I want to be here, and then saying behind the scenes, no, get me the hell out of here. He's being consistent both sides. And then he's just shut up. You haven't really heard a word from him after a while, letting his agent and the Sixers handle it. So I kind of feel it just depends on the situation, depends on the individual, what's most important to you, and how can you feel the best about yourself in that situation.
Ben Simmons is a good one you brought up. I talked about him a while ago, and I think you might have heard the show or either been on it, but I blame the Sixers 100% for this. I'm not jumping and going to dump on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, the players have all the power, and I'd be pissed too if my coach kind of shitted on me after an immediate loss. Like I was the sole reason why we lost that series in the playoffs last year, when I'm still defending the best player. I'm still shutting people down on the perimeter. I'm still assisting and facilitating. All right, I'm not a scorer. Y'all figure this shit out. Jason Kidd wasn't a scorer for a little bit. They used to call him Asen Kidd. Why do you call him Asen Kidd? Because he's got no J. Do people remember the LA Times tragic Johnson? Like, we've seen this before. It's okay, but work this shit out. You're the GM. You're the VP. Work it. Find some shooting. You brought in Danny Green, but then you let Danny Green go. You bring in guys and then you let guys surround guys around me. Ben Simmons, to me, is still a franchise player. He's still a franchise player. I wouldn't show them no loyalty. The player I'm speaking about that I think I agree with his loyalty, but I always felt like he would pay dearly for it, and that's Dame Lillard. It's who I'm speaking about right now. The Portland Trailblazers are 13-19. They're not playing well. If you watch a Portland game, and I've watched maybe 3 or 4 of them this year, just to watch body language, just watch camaraderie. This move should have been done, or they should have. And I understand people. The narrative today is, well, you got to get guys. You also have to understand this is a different generation of $1 million athletes we are dealing with. No one wants to. I don't know anybody that wants to go to Portland or wants to genuinely live in Oklahoma City or college football. Everybody's pissed at Lincoln Riley. Oh, okay. Norman, Los Angeles. It's not a question.
No.
We live here. It's not a question. Yes, no. It's expensive. But right now, the way the economy is, it's expensive no matter where you live because the dollar adjusts from rich to middle class to poor. The dollar adjusts. So just because you make a certain amount, but yeah, if you live in, I live in North Carolina. Yeah, where do you live in North Carolina? Do you live in Charlotte? Because it's still expensive there for what they'll pay you. And the NBA is the same way. It's like, well, I can go play in Miami, no state tax, or I could go sign with the Mavs or the Rockets, no state tax. Vegas doesn't have a team yet. They don't have any state tax. And Jersey's teams are technically New York's teams. And Jersey doesn't have state tax. So you have to understand that you can't just always go get guys anymore. It doesn't work that way.
No.
And LeBron messed all this shit up by basically doing the Miami move because the Miami move pretty much certified that this is what guys were going to do. Did you hear Iman Shumpert?
Yes.
Like players are starting to really come out and be like, yeah, man, like honestly, y'all can say what you want to say. And that's where, to me, he can never touch a Jordan, a Magic, a Bird, or a Kobe. It's just simply because your peers don't respect you the way by the masses, the way you will never get the love Kobe got, bro. Never.
No.
You'll never get Jordan's love. You'll get people to defend you against Jordan, but dog, guys aren't going to be wearing your shoes 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Trust me, they will still be wearing Jordans 20 years from now, and they came out 35 years ago. So by then it'll be 50 years. There's going to be a 50th anniversary Jordan.
Right. Look, think about Jordan's legacy. People are jumping, and no pun intended, to get on the Jumpman bandwagon. Look at UCLA. They just got all their apparel done by Jumpman now. It's just
Michigan football.
So like those brands those colleges are now trying to jump on as well. Like that solidifies us. That's going to give us more money to boost our facilities, bring in the coaches, bring in everything. And it's like, Jordan's still a name. Like people, it's funny because when you look, Jordan's been out of the game for what, almost 20 years? You know, like,
yeah, I think I want to say 02, 03 might have been his last seasons.
Right. He hasn't played a game in let's say just call it 20 years. He's been in the background. People bash him as an owner because the Hornets have been pretty terrible for the most part.
It's hard. It's not easy to own a team.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. But you say his name and you get attached to his name, you're relevant. Immediately, you're relevant. Immediately. You don't have that with very many players. You know, LeBron may want to get there, but there's a difference. And this is the thing with LeBron. Like, you and I had a conversation a while back about Allen Iverson, about how we didn't appreciate the talent he was as a basketball player while he was playing. It wasn't until he retired we went back and watched him. It was like, yeah, that guy was pretty damn good, right? Because he was so good, people just wanted to hate on him. And I kind of felt that way with LeBron. Watching him the last couple of years, I see more of what people were talking about. He's still not the GOAT to me. He's still not even close to
He's a great basketball player. And about AI real quick, and I want to get your opinion on Dame Lillard. But about AI, I've already come out in a minute. I was guilty of caught up in AI, T-Mac, Kobe, Duncan, Garnett, still Shaq. Wade was coming. We knew LeBron was coming. Like there was a point of Reggie was still a relevant player in the league. Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson, big dog Glenn Robinson. Like people forget some Latrell Sprewell. I get Latrell Sprewell, Sam Cassell. There were some gun. That's why I look at today's league, and I know I'm rambling, but I look at today's league and I look at that league, and I truly don't want to sound like the guy at the barbershop, but I really don't care at this point in my career. I could have named you 30 guys, 30, 40 guys in that era that can go out and get you 40 tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Tonight. And going to play D and not going to cry and bitch and complain. You might have 10 in the league today.
Maybe.
That's a big leap and a big difference. But Dame Lillard, like I said, I understand his loyalty, but I always thought he was ultimately gonna pay for it. And they can't move him. They're not going to, because I don't think there's any fair value in the league. Like Russ, this Laker thing that Russ, no. Portland's not going to take him. The media has killed Russ's credibility. They've killed Russ's market because all they keep doing is talking about, well, he got traded to this team. He got traded. You're not telling the whole story, man. Like when they were in Houston, that was hard. That was all of them. That wasn't just him. Then he got sent to the Wizards, dog. Like, come on. Like, that wasn't
and he had him on the verge of the playoffs.
Yeah, and he wanted to get and got him on the verge. Had him on the verge of the play. What are you talking about, man? Like, this guy won an MVP without Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant left, what was left there in OKC? He had already lost Harden and he already lost Durant and still went out and won an MVP. The media has killed that man's value because they keep shit. And we are very powerful. Social media, I don't care what nobody says, man. A guy asked me on the show once, he goes, you think these VPs are really looking at social media? I said, yeah, because that's who pays the bills. Those are his fans. Those are the fans that buy tickets, the fans that pay. Fans' voices are being heard like never in the history of sports, not in this country, in the world.
That's right.
Fans get coaches fired. Fans get players traded. Trust me on this. You know how? Just really quick, and I hate to bag on LeBron, but he's just the example that you can use. His fan base will really trash another player so bad that he knows he can play up to it, and he knows now that he could go to the ownership and go, look, man, like this, look at this. This guy, we don't need him. You got to move him. The fans don't like him. I'm not saying that's how it goes, but if someone wanted to just simply hold the phone up to an owner and go, the star guy, like it can't be guy 5, guy 6, but the number one guy, I don't believe in this day and age that I'm wrong if I think that a player can go to an owner, sit in the quiet and hold his phone up and go and scroll, dude, we got to get rid of this guy.
I'm sure
these are the fans, and this shit making me look bad. And if I'm not happy, like you can pour that type. So that's how powerful that shit is. So that's why our platform and the way people have done Russ is like this guy's the most triple doubles of all time, and it's still kind of in his prime. And we talk about and treat this man like he really ain't shit on the court.
Sure.
They really talk about him in that manner, bro. Mm-hmm. It's the weirdest thing. Real quick, we got to switch. Okay, we're gonna switch. I know you can stay, but my other guest popped in, and I told her I'll bring her on at 10:30, so I got to make sure I hold her down. But this is an easy switch, man. We chameleons around here, man. I'm the big vanilla iguana. That's a new one. The big vanilla,
I like that.
Yeah, I'm the big vanilla iguana, man. I'm like a dinosaur, dog. I'm a reptile. I can adjust. It don't matter. Did you see they just said they found an egg with the whole fucking dinosaur still in this shit?
Oh god.
Yeah, it's like, yo, you know what? That's some big vanilla shit, right? You can find me 1,000 years. I'll still be chilling, talking sports, doing comedy, talking shit. All right, so listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch to NFL. You and I, we talk so much football, but I gotta bring this black queen in.
Yes,
very
absolutely.
special. She's been on my show maybe 2 other times. She did an audio for me when she was at an airport on a flyover on a delay from a flight when she was traveling. She's worked many of big events, man, many of stadiums. Last year she's posting all her stadiums. I was mad jelly. I'm like, yo, all right, girl, do your thing, because I feel that. Like, I love when I call games and you go to these big stadiums and it's like walk the field, and also I felt and I thought we kind of shared a little head nod on that virtually together last year, man. But she's at a major network. I told you guys I'm not announcing her network because I got to protect people and protect their professionalism and what they got on the side that's paying the bills. If she would like to tell you guys where she works, she can. But she's a product of the NFL. She did used to work for the NFL front office in New York City, and her father is also a former professional football player. Homie played tackle for like 10 years, 11 years or something like that. And she's got a huge infatuation for my man and Damakan Su. That's her boo. We always talk about I love this chick, man. This is a black queen. I show respect to my lady, man. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know my guests. I don't bring no Johnny come latelys. I don't bring no cheeseburgers and fries. This is filet mignon and lobster tail over here. You know what I'm saying? Like that salt-based shit. When the salt dude do this, if I ever go to him, I'll be like, nah, man, don't just do that for the honeys. Do it on my shit too. And just for the girls. All right, man. My girl, Miss Danielle. Where my girl? There she goes. My girl, Miss Danielle Lehman. Y'all say what up to my honey buddy.
Hey. What's up, V?
What's up, mama? Hey, yo,
Look, I love this intro. I need this intro anytime I walk into a room. Like, V, hit it.
Listen, let me tell you something. I pride myself on my intros because I truly want my fans to know that who I bring on my show, bro, ain't the dude from the barbershop. All right? I'm bringing on professionals who have grounded their way up, all work at networks or all work at papers or all do something, not just sit on the internet and talk sports. So I want my fans to like know that. So there's a brother watching right now, like, who this chocolate drop? Who this little chocolate dip? I'm gonna look at my phone and be like, oh yeah, that's a dip right there.
You are hilarious.
That's a dip right there. And her makeup is always, it looked like her face. That's how you do it, ladies. You don't put it on so I can tell it's makeup.
There you
put it
go.
on so it look like you that beautiful and it blends.
Thank you.
What's up, mama?
How you doing?
Good. How's everything? Talk to me real quick. Just for how's everything? How's life? How's the job? How's everything?
Everything is good. Good. Yeah. Like we just got back from Celebration Bowl. My sister did her thing on that because Disney on the Yard is her new initiative. She brought out Drum Major Mickey. That was his introduction to the world. So
I saw it.
I'm so proud of her on that. So we just got back from Atlanta from Celebration Bowl.
The work you guys are doing for our peoples, I respect.
We try.
I know. Take try out of it. Take try out of it. You know me. I'm a positive speaker. You're doing.
Thank you.
You're doing. You know who try? Like Donald Trump. He try shit. You know what I mean? Like Elon Musk. He don't try. He in space. He doing it. Like Elon Musk trying to take over the world, bruh. I'm not sure try is even this might happen.
It might be happening.
This might happen. You know what I'm saying? You got Kanye West talking about, I want to be the boss of the world.
Not Kanye.
I can do this. Nah, Elon Musk is like, you have a Tesla?
Not yay. Let's take yay out of this.
I want one of them joints now, man, because I'm going into solar cells starting after the new year. Okay. So I'm doing all the solar research, and I was like, damn. I was talking shit. I was talking shit about him. I'll be on the road like, hey man, move that piece of shit.
They hot.
Tesla, man.
Everybody's on them. Everybody's on these Teslas, so you got to get you one.
All right, football guys. I'm gonna let you guys pick. I love my guest Danielle, since you are my NFL expert. I'm bringing on today. I'm gonna let you pick, Mama. You want to start with the NFC or you want to start with the AFC?
Oh gosh, maybe the NFC since it's so sad. I don't know.
Oh! She says since it's so sad. Well, I agree with you, man, because I look at the NFC East and I see 10-4, 7-7, 6-8, 4-10. I go to the NFC North, see 11-3, 7-7, 4-10, 2-11-1. My bad about your Lions. I see the South. I see 12-4, 7-7, and the 7-7 team just shut the 10-4 team out on the road in their stadium, holding Tom Brady to 0 and killing fantasy playoffs across the land. Godwin's out now with a torn ACL. Evans goes out of the game. Leonard Fournette's on his way to the IR. And just that fast in football, guys, that fast. Your season, man. So, and then the Falcons are 6-8, Panthers are 5-9. Shout out to my man Cam Newton. I'm still riding with you, bro. I still have you on like 7 teams. You're on the bench. I can't play you, but I still have you rostered. Your rostered percentage, Vesta Sports has a piece of that, brother. So it is what it is. Then I look out at the West and I see 12-4, 10-4, 8-6. Watch for those Niners, y'all. 5-9. Russell Wilson is done in Seattle. We'll see what happens there. So I'm with you. It's sad, but give me a surprise team that you have in the NFC that you're watching, and you're week 15. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't really see that from them. It can be good or bad, but just a surprise.
I don't know if this is a surprise. Maybe the Panthers, because people are thinking like, oh, Cam is back. Cam's going, Cam about to hit it, and it's like, there's something about Cam that we don't know. Us outsiders outside of the team, we don't know whether it's him not being able to throw us as hard or as far, not being able to watch film, not being able to go through his progressions. There's something internal that we don't know that's something's going on with Cam. The team knows because they deal with him every day, but there's something that we don't know. So we still have hope and we still have faith in Cam, but there's just a little piece that's off. So there's a little something that I'm trying to figure out. So I would probably say surprise, maybe the Panthers and maybe the Saints.
I like the Panthers one, but I think the season was over when Cam got there. It was excitement more for me, but when they traded for Sam Darnold, that's when I thought it was. Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, this is not gonna work. And can we normalize? I hate catching on the new phrases, but I do like. Can we normalize? I do like that one. I don't like. I didn't say fleek. I don't like saying lit. There's a lot of stuff going on. I social media says I don't do it. I'm not taking part, but I do like. Can we normalize? I think you could dress that up.
Yeah,
you could think you could be hood with it, but you could dress it up. But can we normalize that McCaffrey's injury prone, and that might have been the wrong draft pick? He's a little guy, man, and his dad is surprising because his dad. We all grew up in the same area. His dad was tough as shit. His father never missed a game.
Right.
This guy can't stay on the field. We need to normalize that. Okay, he may not be that guy, but some injuries there on the receiver front. They lose Curtis Samuel to the Redskins, and he stole money from them. Yes, I still call them the Redskins. So I don't know. I was surprised about them. The Saints, I thought was a 500 team, but I liked them with Jameis. But I don't have no belief in Taysom Hill. To me, it's Tebow 2.0. Can't throw for shit. And it just this gimmick offensive running quarterback. It's not going to work. We see it with Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar, but they're so injured. You saw he could just get them through 13 weeks. Imagine if Baltimore had their weapons. But Lamar can put you to 13, but it's 4 more games, bro. The season won't stop here. So sooner or later, option read, run, option read, quick throw. Sooner or later, bro, you take some. If not for Andrews, oh my God, where would Baltimore be? So I don't.
Let's just say, can they stop going for 2? Just can they stop doing that? Just kick a field goal, get your point, get to overtime, and you have more time to do something. Game plan.
I feel that, my sister, but I love the 2. I love the 4th down goal force. I love the 4th down goal force. I do because I guess I'm so tired of watching whack ass sports. It feels like this year felt like it felt like a real NFL season. Last year we had football, but COVID really took a lot of flavor and muster off the game in college and in pro. This year it felt like there was an extra amount of juice from guys who got to play back in front of fans. Players came back. Half the league, not half, 15% of the league walked away last year. It was like, I don't have to play. Yeah, I'm gonna wait this one out. Yeah, y'all wilding. I'm not. Y'all ain't poking me every 3 days and blah. Yeah, I ain't. No. I'm gonna go chill with the wife and the kids, spend some of this bread, and if things change, I'll be back. So this year felt like
it felt like real football, and
I felt like coaches have taken that on, like the Chiefs and the Chargers last week. All those 4th down, yes. Mm-hmm. This is a division game. It's December. We ain't got time to fuck around, bro. Yeah. Let's go right now. Let's go right now because we might need this later. Think about it if the Chargers and the Chiefs meet again. They'd be 1-1 and they both won on each other's field.
Yep.
But that would to Chargers.
It's possible. It can't happen.
Exactly. But those 4th downs, I think builds that when you're in a wild card division game, 3rd quarter in Kansas City, cold as shit, maybe a little flurries. Field is torn up, and it's a 3-point game. It's not even a thought. Are we going for it? Mm-hmm. We've done this in week 14, so I know the day, January 9th. I know we're going for it today. Okay, we go. It just creates.
Yeah, it builds a little extra something in you. Like you've done it before when the game was on the line. Let's do it again. Like it builds a little confidence in you. And another team I forgot to mention in the NFC that is a surprise. I think the Rams are a surprise because Matthew Stafford didn't do much in Detroit. Now, granted, Detroit's not a place where you can do things, but bringing him to LA, it's like, is that going to work? And then they're loading up their team with all these superstars that can go one way or the other. It could be amazing that you brought Von Miller. It could be awesome that you got Odell, but Odell ain't the Odell what he was when he was with the Giants. So it could go either way. They're loading up their team with all these stars, but when you do that, you're expected to win. So they're loading it up. And then now it's like, if they don't get a Super Bowl, you've basically wasted money.
I agree with you about them loading up. I love it. They were my Super Bowl pick because I'm going for my credential, and I might be at the game if my credentials come through, and it's going to be here in LA. I got a comedy show that weekend. I got the Super Bowl. I'm trying to party with the Rams home fans that week. So I picked up my Super Bowl and my preview show were Rams and Browns. And Browns have faced so many injuries, and I think I missed on that one. But I love the Rams all year long. I thought they'd be like 13-4. I've always been a Matt Stafford fan, even when he's playing high school football coming out of West Texas, because it was between Michigan and Georgia. And he chose Georgia. And I've always had this side crush for Georgia players: Hines Ward, Craig Lumpkin, Noshawn Moreno, AJ Green, Rashad Jones. There's just always I don't know why. When Herschel Walker started it from my childhood. So Georgia's always a team. There's always a player from time to time. I go, oh yeah, that's my dude. I rock with him. Like even when he gets to the league, I'm a cheer. I'm a root for him. I'm a cheer for him. So I'm like that with. I was like that with Matthew Stafford, even all those years in Detroit. I loved Matthew Stafford, and I know he doesn't have the division win. I know he doesn't have a playoff win over 3 playoff appearances. I know he only had Megatron. Shout out to Megatron. I did the Hall of Fame Zoom with him back in July. I think it was lots of fun. I understand he only had one guy to run into. You guys tried Reggie Bush. They tried to draft Amir Abdullah out of Nebraska for the running back position. You had Ndamukong Suh. You had the guy that was a defensive finalist. That's a defensive finalist. Rob Parker is a really good friend of mine and a mentor of mine in this business. Me and him go at it about Matthew Stafford all the time. So I thought when they got him, and I'll let Luis jump in here in a minute because him and I were on the same page of golf coming out of Cal. Neither one of us thought, we did a bunch of shows together. Neither one of us thought that, and we were iffy both on Wentz. We were like, Wentz is going to be better, but I don't think either one of these guys, and Wentz ended up, Wentz is out here in LA. He's diving for a touchdown on a national game. And the Eagles are, I think, 10-1 or 10-2 or 11-2 at that point. He's on his way to an MVP. 2 defenders hit his leg, tears his ACL, and he's never the same player again. So the Rams, I love the moves, but I do think Cam Akers goes down. My confidence dropped a little bit, and then when Robert Woods went down, I'm like, okay, they at 10-4, I think they could get to the conference championship game because now I look at the Bucs injuries, but I don't think this team can go to Lambeau unless they just fumble the game away. And LaFleur just gets strictly outcoached by a young peer of his when they were both in Washington together as quarterback assistant coaches. I don't think they can go up there and win that game. So with the Rams, I was all in the Rams at the beginning of this year. My man Luis Estrada, Danielle introduced you to this. Luis Estrada, he's from Spectrum Sports out here. He covers the Lakers and the Dodgers. And 3-time Emmy winner, 3, 4. How many of them you got? Don't brag too long.
Oh.
Eight of them.
Oh, yeah. 8-time Emmy winner. My
That's
man
tough.
Luis Estrada. So Luis, she says the Panthers, she threw the Saints in there. We both jumped on the Rams a little bit. You know how I feel about Matthew Stafford. We both know how we feel about Jared Goff. Any of those teams, man, you can jump on and then give me your surprises from the NFL season this year.
Absolutely. Danielle, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And be on here with you. I always have a lot of fun on these. When you're talking about surprises for me in the NFC, I start with the Philadelphia Eagles at 7-7 because this was supposed to be a year they're supposed to be completely rebuilding. Jalen Hurts finally gets his shot as the starting quarterback. They don't have a lot of weapons, and yet here they are. Yes, it's 7-7, but they're second in the East. They're only 3 games back of Dallas. Dallas has a very interesting schedule coming up where they play Washington, Arizona, and then at Philadelphia. Who knows? If they stumble a little bit and the Eagles go on a run, you could be going, that final game for the NFC East Championship coming up. The Eagles' defense is tough. I didn't expect it from them. I thought they'd maybe be a 6-7 win team at the most. But here they are, 3 weeks to go, right in the thick of things in the East. So to me, this was supposed to be their learning year, and yet to me, they've exceeded expectations. They lead the league in running the football per game, which is a huge way. They can control the clock, keep teams off. I've been really impressed with the Eagles. Another surprise, I'm going to call them a disappointment to me, is the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings here they're 7-7. My problem with the Vikings is they've got too much talent everywhere to constantly be right around 500 year after year after year.
They can't close out games though, because they've shown up. There's not a game, I think maybe one where they just didn't show up. They've shown up every week. Sure. They can't close teams out. Why? But who is that? Is that Zimmerman? Everybody wants Nagy gone in the NFC North. It might be 2 guys gone in the NFC North this year because I would have to look at Zimmerman at this point. You can't blame Kurt no more. Knock that shit out. I looked it up the other night. The man ain't thrown more than 13 interceptions since 2012 and has thrown 27 or more touchdowns, 30 more touchdowns 3 times. So this narrative from the media that Kirk Cousins sucks, that's all bullshit. No, he doesn't. He's been the scapegoat.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You've got talent everywhere on both sides of that football. You've got Adam Thielen, you got Justin Jefferson, you got Dalvin Cook, who for the last 2 years has been pretty injury free. Cousins is not making mistakes. So why are they having a problem offensively from time to time? It's the NFL season. You're going to run into problems here and there, but this seems to happen year after year with them. And then defensively, they've got players. You got Anthony Barr. You got Eric Kendricks. You've got guys that can make plays. Why are you not stopping teams? What is it? It's like we talk about the killer instinct in the NBA. This is a team that for the last couple of years, they have the talent. They've got the personnel. But for whatever reason, collectively as a team, they don't seem to have that killer instinct to really come at you at the end of the game and close it out. So what is that? Is that leadership? Is that just head coach, or is it go further, or is it because we're small market? It's good enough just to compete and kind of be there. I don't think so. This is a team that used to go to Super Bowl. They've been before.
I'm about to say no. This Minnesota is not a just compete town. Twins. Right. World Series winners. Right. When they had, even the Timberwolves at a 500 right now are an interesting watch because it looks like Anthony was the right number one pick. It looks like Karl Towns has kind of rejuvenated himself. You got D'Lo there that was a top 3 pick for the Lakers. People thought coming out of Iowa State, he's a franchise guard. So Minnesota hockey, come on, it's right on the Canadian. No, I agree with you. It's definitely like that. I think it's leadership. I think it's coaching. And like I said, there's 2 coaches. There's a coach that's out the door. We know Nagy's gone. But I think there might be another coach because I agree with you. They are all talent. And can we normalize? Y'all say I did that? Can we normalize? Can we normalize Jefferson as a top 5 receiver? That kid. That kid is so
special.
It's almost emotional. It's almost emotional to watch his route run. Because it's like, bro, how are your feet and your hips and your lean? How are you that damn dog? And you watch these DBs talk to each other in the end zone after the play. I'm like, bro, y'all ain't got. I'll be sitting on the sofa. Y'all ain't got shit to say. Like you wasn't gonna do nothing. Trust me, that kid. The way he ran that shit, bro, there was nothing you was doing. I don't know what y'all talk about another player because this kid right here. And some of the times I'm watching Vikings games, Kurt will miss him, and I'm like, damn, he was wide open. That could have been his 4th touchdown. He beat the coverage on the Tampa 2, like shade safety over, and you're being doubled underneath. He still beat that shit. So I'm with you. Tons of talent, and Cook injury free, but he did miss. And remember, he had the ACL, but he did miss a game this year for a hamstring or something. He does have these nicks that I would like to see cleared up. Maybe it's training, maybe it's eating. Drink more water, eat more spinach, homeboy. Something like you can't always just have a nick, man. It's like Devontae Parker with the Dolphins. Why are you always nicked up, bro? Like why? And it's never been career, and it's never been season ending. But play 4, miss 1. Play 5, miss 2. Like come on, hamstring, groin, stretch, nigga. Stretch, get up and stretch, man. Drink water, dog. Like that's simple. It's like you ain't torn nothing. You ain't have surgery. You just it's a hip. Stretch, dog. Go to yoga. Do something.
Right.
Yeah, man. You always out. Like you always. And when he plays, he was questionable. I like guys like in fantasy. I like guys that don't have letters next to their name with a little color bubble around it. Right. I need those guys. That Q turns to an O real fast. And it's
especially nowadays.
Now I gotta go find. Now I gotta go find a receiver because your ankle hurt.
And you know what? Something, VJ, you brought up Jefferson. We've talked a lot about number ones on this show. There's perceived number ones and true number ones. Yeah. Jefferson's a true number one.
Yeah. Oh, Thielen's not the number one anymore.
Oh, no. I don't think Thielen ever was. I think I put Thielen in the same category as I put Robert Woods. I think he's a really, really good number 2. But if he's the guy that's drawing the double teams, he's not going to create that separation.
Well, that's why he was better than Diggs when Diggs was there. I thought he was the number 1 between him and Diggs.
He was, but that was because Diggs already had a small foundation in the NFL. So people knew what he could do, and they were double teaming him. Thielen kind of took him by surprise that 1 year.
Yeah.
Since then, he's had good years, but nothing close to that.
Out of Minnesota State, small school and stuff. So any more surprises you got, bro? I know you got one in the end. I know you got somebody else. Come on.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what you mentioned the Rams. You guys were talking about the Rams earlier. I'm with you. We talked about the pregame, not pregame.
Pre-show.
Pre-show. I thought Matt Stafford was a huge get for this team. And I thought that they were going to go a lot further with him at quarterback because I've seen Jared Goff. I know Jared Goff. I don't like Jared Goff. I never have. Never liked the pick. Don't like any of that. So it was a huge upgrade. I still, even though he's had bad games against good teams, let's be the only real good team before the Arizona game that he had where he looked really good was against Tampa Bay. Outside of that, the 4 losses they've had against those really good teams, he's looked really bad. Now, is that him? Is that COVID? Is it injuries? I'm not going to place there's no excuses. You still got to go out there and play. And he made some bad plays. Maybe they're habits that he formed over in Detroit, but he's going to have to kick those real quick. The Rams, when they got Odell, you still had Robert Woods there. He was basically going to be your number 3 guy. You had
I love Robert Woods, man. He's such a
I know you do.
That's a huge guys. Odell does not cover that, guys. It's funny. He's played 3 games with them now, right? He had 1 good game, and everybody jumped on Twitter. Oh, I guess he was the problem in Cleveland. How did he look the other night?
Yeah. No, the one thing I will say
7 yards.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say
Robert Woods ain't never had a 7-yard receiving game.
No. The one thing I'll say for Odell since he's been here is if nothing else, Stafford is looking for him, which is not what was happening in Cleveland. So I'll give him that. But like you look at the game against Arizona, you lost Tyler Higbee right before the game. You lost Jalen Ramsey right before the game. You still went out and you got it done. This past weekend, Tuesday, it was ugly. It was ugly against Seattle, but you got the win. Those are the ones you got to get. But now they got a tough schedule coming up. They finished with the 49ers, who, to me, they're the other surprise that I have.
Where's that game at?
I believe it's here. I'm pretty sure it's here.
Rams.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's here. Yeah, the 49ers are my surprise because of how tough they are. This was supposed to be a year where you didn't know what you were going to get again from another team like the Eagles because you drafted Trey Lance. You weren't sure if Jimmy G was still going to be the guy, how they were going to incorporate everybody. George Kittle, as great as he is, seems to be getting hurt every year, so you weren't sure about how he was going to be. You weren't sure how Bosa was going to be coming back off of his injuries from last year. So this was a team that you weren't sure which way. You weren't going to be surprised if they went 10-7, 11-6, or if they went 5-12. They could have gone either way, but they're tough. They've kind of taken on that identity of John Lynch when he played. John Lynch was a tough corner. He may not have been the most gifted. He had talent and he was good, but he was tough. And that organization, since he's been there, has kind of taken on his playing identity. They're going to be a tough out no matter what. They seem to have the Rams' number since McVay's been here. So that's going to be a tough game, and that's the last game of the season. That could very easily be for the NFC West Championship for the Rams. It could be a playoff spot in waiting for the 49ers as well. Right now, the 49ers are number 6 and the Rams are number 5.
Yeah, it's a playoff game for the Niners. I think the Rams wrapped the division up. It's a 2-division game. It's a 2-game lead right now. And I think the Rams have righted the ship. I think the Rams, they had to figure it out because they go through COVID. The win at Arizona, I'm going to give 50-50 because, once again, you got to look at both. You got to flip the pillow, man. Rest in peace. Stu Scott used to say, man, cool's the other side of the pillow. You got to check the other side. If you're hot, flip the pillow over. Before you start taking covers and clothes off, flip the pillow. That might cool you down. So the Cardinals, though, are doing what they've done the last 2 years. Start here, and they get here, and then it starts there. DeAndre Hopkins. D-Hops is now out the rest of the regular season. He is their receiver. Their main guy. Rondell from Purdue. He just looks like he's struggling to figure out what being an NFL receiver is about. This isn't Indiana. This ain't Illinois, homeboy. Like, you're not playing those. You're not playing Northwestern today. You're playing the Seahawks. You're playing the Rams. You're playing the Niners twice. And then you got to go across the country in a row. They have no business dropping that game in Detroit. You got to go get that game, especially after losing a division game at home and allowing the Rams to tie that up or become one game up, move one game up from you. You have to go out and you go to Detroit and you don't just lose. You get your ass kicked. Like that was, you cannot have that happen. And I agree with you on the Niners, their toughness, but I'll throw another last name at you. Shanahan. Not just Lynch, Shanahan. His father coached very tough football teams. His father was a coach in Washington twice, once an assistant, once as a head coach. Those were tough Washington Redskins teams. Won 2 Super Bowls with the Broncos, went to 3 straight AFC Championship games with tough-minded football teams. Shannon Sharp, one of the toughest receivers that ever played. Terrell Davis, one of the toughest, elusive, power, stocky backs that ever played. He played John Elway, tough as shit. He played with tough guys, man. So that's his son. So his son learned something. The Ryan boys, they learned something from Buddy, right? Both of them.
Absolutely.
You learned something. Yeah, so that's another last thing. We got to make sure Lynch is up in the office, but Shanahan is the one blowing the whistles and the drills.
Yeah.
Shanahan's the one that's in the office or in the locker room talking, and I give them a lot of credit. I thought the Niners would be an average football team this year. I was wrong about Jimmy G. I thought he should have been gone draft weekend. If you were going to move up and make those trades to go to number 3 to get a quarterback, I just don't feel you could keep the veteran. You saw what the Patriots did, and I hated it, but the Patriots were kind of like, well, we did take this guy at 15, even though we did just start you the last playoff game, which we probably shouldn't have done. But, I mean, maybe we were trying to help you get an audition or something, but we're going to go with the young guy just simply because we took him at 15. And we just don't want that. We are no-nonsense, no-distraction franchise. You being here would be a distraction. Thank you for your service, and they named him team captain last year. Like they set Cam up beautifully. But I think you have to look at the Niners and their toughness, Shanahan too, but Garoppolo's got a big part of that. He's played really well, man, and he's playing for his job. He knew it. And then Trey was a disappointment because kid gets hurt, and I was like, okay, well, bro, you better be healthy next year, man, because the NFL don't wait.
No,
NFL don't wait at quarterback, man. Miss Danielle, Miss Lee. My black queen in the building today. Talk to me about the Niners a little bit. You agree with what I'm throwing out there with Shanahan, Trey Lance, Garoppolo? How do you see them? You think they catch the Rams?
That's tough. That's very tough. I do think they're very tough. That is a tough team. And just like you said, Shanahan coming from a great line of tough teams that his dad coached. McCaffrey was on that team too.
Exactly.
So yes, they are a tough team, and honestly, I think they can pull it out, and I think they can beat the Rams because they are so tough. So it's a possibility. It's going to be hard, but it's a possibility.
NFC East, and we'll move on to the next division. We talked about the Bucs have so many injuries. I just don't think you can give a fair assessment. I know they better figure it out, though. Ronald Jones is the most sought after running back in fantasy playoff teams right now. I picked him up on 2 teams. I was just like, I don't need him, but I might need him. So let me go grab this one.
Just in case.
One thing I know is he's getting the carries. I don't know what he's going to do with him, but I know they're going to hand him this. He's going to do this a lot over the next 2 to 3 weeks. So let me grab him. But the NFC East, you talked about the Eagles, Luis, and you thinking that they have a shot to catch Dallas. I'm going to go way out on a limb and say I think they do too. I've said about Dallas all year long. I've seen better Dallas teams finish 8-8. I've seen better Dallas teams than this. Dak Prescott's rookie team. We could go back to Romo with Dez and Roy Williams at the safety and DeMarcus Ware, a future first ballot Hall of Famer rushing off the end. That lot. Those teams finished 9-7. Those teams lost playoff games. And you're telling me this team, Zeke, 66 yards on the ground a game ever since he got the contract. Hate to keep bringing it up, but when I was on the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard on Fox Sports Radio, I tried to tell the world the minute he got that contract, he would never be another 1,400 yard back. Trust me. These guys get that money at the running back position. And I could go a little deeper than that. I don't want to talk too much about Urban Liar because I got him later coming up with the I Told You So. But yeah, that's Urban Liar. I got him coming up with the I Told You So later. But the way I'm gonna break this down is you can start to see the line of his guys that just life-wise or football-wise. They have a different mentality. They have an entitlement mentality. They have a kind of cheat the game type mentality. There's a few Michael Thomas, Lattimore. We'll get it. They should let me do the 30 for 30 for the Florida Gators. I would call it Chomp, the untold story of Urban's Gators. Because that team, Danielle is in Connecticut. She know what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, so NFC East. I look at the Cowboys. I like your estimate on the Eagles. I don't think they will. It's a 3-game gap, but this Dallas team is dead in the water. I got a bet with a few Dallas fans. Depending upon who they play in the wild card, it depends upon if they're the 3 or the 4, they will get a home game, wild card weekend. Depending upon who goes there, I might pick the road team, but I don't have Dallas getting past they're not getting past the division round. They're not getting to the NFC Conference Championship game. They're not betting Tampa. They're not betting Green Bay. They're not betting the Cardinals. They're not betting the Rams. They're not betting the Niners. And I know I'm naming teams. Dude, they're not. They're not. And the Packers will beat them by 15. The Bucs healthy will beat them by 15. Like you tell me about that Divas. Diggs covered up a lot of mistakes with his early season interceptions. Lately, they've been able to hold teams 17, 16, 14 points, but they ain't playing nobody. This is the same defense that have given up 38, 33, 29, and 30. Like, this is that same defense at one point in the league that was ranked 27th in the league. But a lot of turnovers. Dolphins did it last year. Led the league in turnovers. Led the league in turnover margin. 10-6, and they go to the playoffs. Start the year this year, -7. We start 1-7. Football 101. Run the ball, stop the run, don't commit stupid penalties, and do not turn the football over. When you start giving this away, you don't want to win. This is the game right here. This is the game. You start giving this away, I could be a coach. Did you feel that pregame? Look, gentlemen, we can't give this away. This is your life. This ain't a game. This is all right. So I'm with you on the Eagles a little bit. I like Jalen Hurt, but I don't think they catch the Cowboys. Danielle, you think they catch the Cowboys? You think the Eagles catch the Cowboys?
See, that's the thing. Jalen will do good one day and then bad the next day, and then good the next day and then bad the other day.
Horrible. They'll do horrible sometimes. Yeah.
When your quarterback ain't either here or going up, it's very tough. And Dak has that. He has that experience. Dak can take it. So, I don't think they can take the Cowboys.
Are you worried about Dak, Danielle? I'm a little worried. He has not looked good his last 3 games. We can go back to Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, right. You can't lose that game. You can't lose to the Raiders.
Right.
At home. You can't lose that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm watching Dak.
I can understand being a little, shy, gun shy. You got a horrible injury, like you don't want to go back to that. So I could really understand him being gun shy and not, putting his full reign out on people. But if he's going to do it, he needs to do it now. This is the last 4-5 weeks of the season. Now's the time for you to do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. And the end of that schedule, as Luis threw up there, I don't think that's a walk in the park, man. I really don't. Those are some tough games. The Cardinals, I think because they have Kyler Murray, he can get you a game or two because he's that good. He can get you, he can make some throws. You got a tight end there to Philly and Zach. They got Zach to a better team, got him out of that situation, Philadelphia. If Rondell Moore, if he starts to remember, you're in the NFL now, bro. They drafted you for this. AJ Green, like you the vet now with D-Hop's out, you the vet. Like this is a time where all that energy you kind of been holding on as older players do when they kind of get a little older. This is when you start to unleash it now because you ain't really played every down and play. You didn't have the workload you had in Cincinnati. So you should have something in the tank right now. And if I'm the coach's staff, I go to him, I go, listen, for the next 3 games, we need you. We need you. You go to Kyler and you say, hey, find 18. Find 18. That guy's done it. Find 18.
But AJ's smart enough to know this is when I need to step up. He's
okay. I'm hoping.
He's a veterin. He knows this is when I need to step up.
All right. I'm hoping. Listen, like I said, I got a crush on Georgia players. I always been in their prime, I debated Julio versus AJ. And I knew Julio was better. But I would tell people, but you're not going to try to tell me he's that much better than AJ Green. You're not going to move AJ Green down to like 5th or 6th in the league. Fuck out of here. Nah, bro. I was that defensive of AJ because Georgia got
but AJ did it, though. He was hot.
Yeah. No, just the fact that he played with Andy Dalton and he played in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. Cincinnati, man. At least in Detroit, you guys can still produce great players. Who's ever been great that got produced by the Bengals? Like, it's like, God, y'all don't have Boomer, right? Boomer Esiason. That
Ocho, maybe Ocho.
Corey Dillon.
Ocho, yeah, but Corey Shine was with the Patriots, and we know he ran for back-to-back 15. He ran for back-to-back 1,500 yards and held that trophy. I Okay, so when he goes into the hall, he goes in as a Bengal or as a Patriot?
If it's length of time, it's a Bengal.
If he goes into the hall, if it was an ounce, we all be high. If he goes into the hall, he goes in as a Patriot or Bengal, Luis.
Well, I'm picking the Patriots every time. That's not a question.
He'll go in as a Patriot. Sorry, I mean
I agree with you
saying, but once he got out of there, then it was like because people didn't pay attention to the yards he was getting in Cincinnati. And people thought he was done.
True.
And he went to New England. He ran for 1,500 yards in back-to-back years.
That's true.
Bill Belichick was like, "Yeah, I got me a cold weather bet." Just like LeGarrette Blount. LeGarrette Blount was supposed to be kicked out of the league.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted him.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh said, "Get out of here." And Bill Belichick said, "Nope, come on up here, buddy." 1,600 yards on the ground his first year there and a Super Bowl.
But you know what LeGarrette Blount was great at, especially at the end of his career? He would wait half the year and they come in to be that guy at the playoffs, which was fantastic. He knew his role. He knew he just had, like, VJ, you and I have talked about this, about playoff football for years. What do you need to do? You need to run tough, short yardage back.
Yep.
He would wait till week 8, week 9, week 10, sign, get on that playoff roster. And who was the guy that was getting you those yards in the playoffs? LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah,
but you have to realize that he was so big, he couldn't carry the load of a whole season.
Yeah,
that is his time. 5, 6, 7 weeks. That's his time because he can't carry the load of a whole season.
No. You're right. It's like poor Zion. Well, I shouldn't say poor Zion because I think he's exhibiting very piss poor professionalism because when you're a pro athlete, and Danielle, both of you, you hang out with James Worthy. Your father played this game on the highest level. When you're a pro athlete, the one thing you do owe the franchise is to be available.
Yeah,
you do owe that to the franchise, homeboy, not yourself or your family. No, because they're paying you.
Yep.
So the best ability in sports is availability.
Right.
And when I heard the other day that he had another setback and he's 40 pounds over, it's just like, bro, you're showing your true professionalism right now, homeboy. Like, come on, man. You at least gotta have your body right, bro. You already know you can't be over 300. The league knows you can't be over 300. You're not Shaq. You're not 7 feet. It's different. Yeah. And once Shaq got to 305, 310, that's when Phil and Kobe started looking at him like, yo, bro, come on, man. Get that back down to that 290. That 295 we was winning the champion. That 15-20 matter, bro. Like, what the fuck you? Yeah. But Shaq tells them, I was back in Orlando with my uncle in the pool. We was eating burgers, drinking pina coladas. And Kobe was sitting in the chair across from him, like, while I'm at UCLA 8 hours a day working my ass off.
Yep.
Yeah. Come on, man. It's about professionalism. So you gotta have yourself ready, man. AFC. This one is really, really confusing to me because I don't know who the hell coming out of the AFC. I don't know who the hell going to win the Super Bowl or coming to the AFC. I don't know who going to the playoffs. It's like 13 teams are available for the playoffs over. I'm shocked at the way the Chiefs have played sometimes this year, where Pat Mahomes it's almost like teams have figured him out, but they don't have a game where they explode again. And then they've had some injuries, but then when they're all on the field, it's like you can't stop them. The defense was piss poor early this year, and then something magically happened, and the defense came together and started holding people and stomping down offenses and became a top 10 defense. And then Mahomes will have another bad year. Now Tariq is out with COVID. Kelsey's out with COVID. They're hard to really kind of read. The Titans, we already know what that is. Ryan Tannehill, some shit. He been some shit. I've been telling y'all he's some shit. So when he's in Miami, don't know you're not gonna be a receiver and then be made a quarterback in the NFL and then get drafted number 9 overall and be a great NFL quarterback. You weren't even a full-time quarterback in college, bro. The QB position don't work like that in the NFL. This ain't Pop Warner, homeboy. This ain't high school Christian league. No. So and Derrick Henry goes down. Everybody, Ryan Tannehill, look what Miami did. You gave up on, dude. We didn't have an AJ Brown when he was there. We didn't have a Derrick Henry when he was in Miami. He's got a Derrick Henry 2 years in a row, 1,800 and then 2K, bro. Yeah, your receivers are open. Play action is all. Come on, man. That's barbecue chicken. It's barbecue chicken. It's barbecue chicken all day, bro. Yeah, you look good. He goes out. Ryan Tannehill can't muster up 11 damn points. He looks just like the Ryan Tannehill y'all gonna be. So they sit at 9 and 5. But we talk about teams catching them. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm going look. I think the Colts catching past them. They're sitting at 8 and 6 right now. That's starting to come around. Carson Wentz and Frank Wright looks like they're starting to kind of mold. You got the best back in football right now, Jonathan Taylor. He looked like he might. I don't think he wins MVP because I don't think running backs win MVP anymore. It's going to be either Brady or it looks like now it could be Rodgers with the injuries in Tampa. But I think they catch them. Texas, Jags, we'll talk about them in a minute. We ain't got some shit to say about them. The North, Browns, the Steelers. How the Steelers still alive? They tied the Lions. How are the at home? They tied the Lions in Pittsburgh. Like, how are they still alive? And then you look at the AFC East. You have the Bills. My Dolphins are 7-7. Then the bum ass Jets. I'm not going pom push for the Dolphins. We shouldn't have started 1-7. I don't think they went out. I think the Monday Night Saints game is going to be really tough. Then we're at Tennessee. Derrick Henry's back by then. That'll be tough. If not, I would love for them to go in there and stuff Ryan Tannehill's ass inside his ass. You know, where your ass gets tucked up in your ass. Like, that's an ass whooping when I tuck your ass up in your ass. I would love to see that. And then we finish off with the Patriots in Miami. And we have a good running record against the Patriots over the last 10 years in Miami. I think it's like 6-4 over the last 10 years. So, but I don't think all that's going to work out for Miami. So if they finish 9-7 and they fire Flores, I'm not mad at it. I'm always sport first, team, players, coaches. Players and coaches can go. My team is going to be there forever. So I don't get attached to dudes like that. When it's over, it's over. Marino's last NFL playoff, his last NFL game, he lost 62-7 to the Jaguars in a 62-7 to the Jaguars in a playoff game. And when he was walking off the field, I knew that was the end. When Kobe kissed like this and put the mic down after the 60 burger, I was fine. I was okay with it. I was fine with it. Sugar Ray Leonard got his ass whooped, and it was time for him to go. When Mike Tyson was getting his ass whooped, it was time to go. I'm a guy that goes, yeah, bro, I love Serena, but you don't. I get it, Mama. You had childbirth changes a lady, man. I've been through it twice recently, right? It does. It just changes, man. And if it's time to go, it's cool. So I'm rocking with that. If they decide to fire him and try to move on and find somebody else, but I look at the Bills. Said it in the preseasons. What am I told you? So 28th in the league in running. They don't even try to run the football. In the NFL, film catches up the quarterbacks real fast. And Josh Allen, I still think he's good, but I thought what we saw last year was too much of a precursor to what we thought he could be. The defense still plays tough. McDermott, you know about him. He was up in Detroit. But I think coaching the defense well. But even this division feels a little weird at who could win it. And the Bengals, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Browns in that division. The Browns have faced so many injuries. The Steelers just aren't that team, but they're still going to fight. They're still going to play hard. It's not going to be a cakewalk in a win. Some of these games I'm watching, they're getting their ass kicked in the first 2.5 quarters, and then at the 7-minute mark in the third quarter, the game turns, and it's like, hold up. I just turned away from this shit. It was 19-3. How the fuck how are the Steelers? It's 22-21. I'm like, hold up. What happened? They fight. They're not going to lay down, and it's just in that black and yellow. It's just the way they've been as far as I can remember. The Steelers, Ravens 8-6. If Lamar didn't have the injuries, they'd be a much better football team. But even to be 8-6 right now, I think is an accomplishment. And then you have the Bengals. Joe Burrow is back. Jamar Chase looks like the real deal there at the receiver position. Defense is playing well. Joe Mixon, they can throw to him. They can run to him. He's one of the top 5 backs in my opinion, at least. So that division is open. So I'll throw it to you two. When I was looking for surprises and disappointments, the only thing I came up with was, and I told you so about Urban Meyer and the Jags. I think we knew the Texans would be bad, but I'm really looking at all these records, and I'm like, I have no idea who's winning. Even the Patriots, guys, I know they went on a 5-game winning streak or whatever, but just go look at who they were beating. They won a game where the quarterback threw 3 times, guys. Like, let's pump the brakes on. Oh, this is kind of what Brady did. No, it's not.
No.
You need to go back and watch the year where he was the first. No, the hell it's not. Are you kidding me? Stop it, man. But I get it. Media, personal narrative. It's the Patriot lore. It's the Belichick. I get it. And there's still Belichick or Brady people. Who was it? Was it more Belichick? Was it more Brady? Brady got the ring. So now the Belichick people are like, oh, but look at us now. So and once again, I get it. If that's how you're going to do your sports talk, it's cool. I just don't rock with that type of shit. So Danielle, where the AFC, sweetheart, talk to me.
So there are 2 teams that I'll say are a surprise, and one is a surprise because I didn't think that they could do this well. And then another surprise because it's not really a surprise. Like, I figured they would do that.
Okay.
I would say the Steelers are not a surprise. Ben is old. Okay. You see how he runs on that field. He's old. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but he's old.
No, he is.
Your defense is holding it together. TJ Watt will always be TJ Watt. Joe Hayden is still tackling well.
Yep.
You have your good core pieces in your defense. Najee Harris is doing awesome, on the offensive side. So it's like you have these pieces, but when you don't have that consistent quarterback, it messes things up. So I honestly think the Steelers are not a surprise. And they ain't gonna make it. I really don't think the Steelers are gonna make it, honestly. And my other surprise are the Patriots. I really thought when we hit like week 3 and you saw Mac was like 30 for 51, why are you throwing 51 times in a game?
Yeah.
Like that right there was like, oh, this isn't going to work out well.
No.
Like that was going to be really bad. If your game plan is to throw 51 times in a game every week, that's not going to work out.
Didn't he throw 3 picks that game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 3 or 4. It was like 3. Like he threw like 3 or 4 picks that game. Yeah.
But I look at it and I'm like, okay, you know what? Belichick was doing that for a reason. He was doing that to show Mac, okay, you see all of these throws? Now that you F them up, learn how to learn from them and do them right the next time. So I think that's why Belichick was having him throw so much in the beginning of the season, so he can see, okay, I've done all of these throws. I've F'd all of them up. Now let me learn from them and do them right the second time. Yeah. But it was a shock. When I saw that 30 for 51, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You only have 60-something plays in a game. Why is 90% of that throwing?
Winging it.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that the Patriots are a surprise to me because of how they were in the beginning. I saw those first couple weeks and I'm like, nah, you can't continue to throw 51 times every week. And then the Steelers are a surprise because they're not really a surprise. They're not going to make it out, I don't think. And Ben is old.
What happens? Cleveland is really interesting. I'm a Baker Mayfield defender, and I always have been. And I can remember watching the Kansas game. It was an early morning out here. Out here, the noon game on the East Coast for you guys starts at 9 a.m. for us. And I was off that day. And there was no other good game on. And I grew up watching a lot of Big 10, Big 12, and Big 8 before the Big 8 became a Big 12, living back east. So I was like, all right, I'll watch Baker Mayfield. I'll watch this Kansas game. So I remember seeing the non-handshake at the midfield and then the personal foul late hits early in the game. And I was like, damn, they trying to take homie out. And I watched the whole game and him doing the crotch grab on the sideline. I was like, yeah, there you go. Tell him, suck. You ain't talking. You shake my hand. I'd have done the same. Then I remember everybody on talk radio, talk TV eating him up that week. I was like, hold up, bro. They showed piss poor sportsmanship first. Y'all not talking about that, dog. I would have done what Baker did. Oh, you're not going to shake my hand? All right, bro. Why? Did y'all not understand y'all play for Kansas and this ain't basketball? I'm about to bust y'all ass. All right, bet. Let me go over here with Sterling. Let me go over here with who's there with Sterling Shepard. Let me go over here with my squad. Yeah, okay, y'all. All right, bet. So, and then even in the league, I think Colin's done a great job in the media of having people hate Baker with the whole thing that they went through. I defend him. They're really beat up. He's playing with a torn labrum. They have 2 great running backs, great defense, great offensive line. Myles Garrett's it could be a future Hall of Famer. But I would hate for them to start to try to make changes after this year. I would hope that they would say, listen, it was just one of them years. Got a lot of guys hurt. Stefanski's a really good coach. He really has their attention. And I know they didn't have Baker. I still think you have to find a way to beat the Raiders the other night. You have to find a way to win that game. Now, you see those fans? You see those players' faces walking off the field? It looked like a defeated fan base and franchise. It looked like a franchise and even players. It looked like they knew the year was done. That kick went through, and it was almost just like
the fans had a look as if like us winning was a fluke. Like, oh, we're back to being shit again. Like they had that drop. Like this was just a fluke, you know.
Yeah, last year, right? You go to Pittsburgh, you blow them out. Even the division game in Arrowhead. That's a nip and tuck game. That guy who fumbles and it goes out of bounds for the touchback, they don't call the helmet contact, which would have overseeded the fumble, gave them first down right there. If Cleveland scores, they take the lead in that game. Mahomes and them goes down the field before the half. They score. It's an 11-point game, and they just can never get back in it. Chiefs get the ball back, I think, score a field goal, makes it 14, and they just can't get back in that game. But I thought they got the wrong end of that call on the fumble where the ball goes out of bounds, fine touchback, but that's helmet to helmet, dog. He speared him in the helmet, and you guys been calling that shit all year. And you're not calling it you're not about to call that right now? That gives them first down and first and goal on the 1, bro. Like, all right, well, I mean, we saw pass interference that wasn't pass interference in the Rams and Saints 2 years ago. That was the most egregious pass interference call I've ever. The corner, he hit the receiver on purpose. Like, he's like, all right, well, you ain't gonna beat me. I'm at least get the foul. And then look was like, oh shit, no flag. Oh, I was like,
what? No,
he was surprised. Like, I didn't get it. Oh, for real?
Yeah, that was
Me?
No, he didn't hit him. He threw him down, beat him, took his helmet, ran down the other way, and came back, and still didn't get called.
Yeah. So, Luis, I'll throw it to you first, real quick, man, if you can. Just with the Browns, bro. Like, is it? I mean, this division once again, 8-6, 8-6, 6-6, 7-6-1, and 8-7-7. This division is still there for all 4 teams to win it.
Record-wise, it is. You know, I'm. It's funny. I look at this division. I'm like, okay, I kind of expected the Bengals to take a little bit of a jump. The Ravens are the Ravens. You expect them to be there every year.
Yeah.
So my question with the Ravens is, what is it? They're kind of like with the Vikings. They got a lot of talent. They got things on both sides of the ball. What do they need to make that next step? Is it consistency? Is it we've seen it's health. We've seen Mark Andrews has become the go-to guy there, and he's done a great job with it. They've got running backs. They've got a quarterback that can run. He was one of only 4 guys to have over 1,000 yards last year, and he was a quarterback. So it's like they've got everything there. What do they need? Besides, health is always important. That's always the big thing. But what else do they need to get over to that hump? And that's the question that I don't have an answer to, because it seems like they have all the pieces. So
I think it's health. I think they have everything, bro. I think it's health.
I do too.
They're missing a lot, dog. They're missing both their running backs. Gus and Dobbins goes down with ACLs in preseason. Marcus Peters, your number 1 shutdown corner, down with ACL. Kickoff Sunday, opening week, they had 17 guys on the IR. Was an NFL record.
Right. But for me with the Ravens, it's not just this year, though. It's been the last couple of years where I felt like they've had all the pieces. They're right there, and they haven't taken that next step. They're still out in the first round, maybe getting the second round, and people are like, what do they need? And that's the question. Is it just consistency? Is it time? Is it that killer instinct? They're a team that I look at and I'm like, I want to see them in the Super Bowl. I want to see Lamar Jackson and this team get to the Super Bowl. They have a good organization, a good foundation. They should be one of those teams that you're talking about year in and year out, and yet they're not. They kind of remind me of the Utah Jazz of the NBA, where they have all the pieces. They've got really good preseasons, or regular seasons, and then come postseason, you expect them to flounder early. And that's kind of how I feel with the Ravens. And I'm really concerned, confused, because they have it all. I feel they have it all. The Steelers, to me,
I like that. Let's flip it real quick. Pick one thing, Danielle. He's saying, I got something that came to my mind immediately that, other than health, that they definitely need, that they do not have, Luis. And that's a good point. Daniel, quick, give me something that you can pick just quickly. Say, well, shit, if they got a this or they got a that, they'd be right there.
I honestly say it's the game plan. They make dumb mistakes. Lamar's walking around with the ball floozy. Lamar is throwing these horrible passes sometimes. Lamar waits too late sometimes to run. You should have ran as soon as that ball was hiked. You saw that defense break down as soon as that ball was hiked, and you chose not to run, which I love that he's sitting back in the pocket, because that's what you want. You want a pocket passer. But I think they need to be smarter. There are some dumb things that they do on that field, and it's like, you didn't have to do that. You could have, like you saw Patrick in the beginning of the season. You didn't have to make that no-look pass. Make the pass and get to the next play.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really think the Ravens are game planning wrong. They need to game plan better and stop making those dumb mistakes.
I got them needing a stud wide receiver, a real number 1, because it's not Hollywood Brown. I never trust an offense where your tight end's your best receiver. Sure. I don't trust that offense. I can stop that. VJ Vernon Husky, can game plan for you. I can go into a locker room. I can go into you give me a week. Like, I could game plan for the Atlanta Falcons right now, because Kyle Pitts is their number 1. I could game plan against the Panthers. I rooted for Cam all those years, but some of those games I'd be like, damn, man, that defense, if they hold down Devin Funchess, and all you gotta worry about is Greg Olsen. All you gotta worry about is Olsen. And when your tight end is your best weapon, I never trust that. Andrews is their best weapon. What they could use, which could cover up some of the holding the ball and waiting to run too long, Danielle, is if you have a stud number one.
Sure.
A stud. I didn't mind the Rashad Bateman draft pick down in Minnesota because I watched, being a Michigan guy, I watch a lot of Big Ten football, but not in the first round. I did not know. I thought you could have had him, and it's like Kadarius Toney, right? Even though you think Saquon's back, line got better, Sterling Shepard, Elvin Ingram, and bringing in Galladay as a free agent.
Yeah,
it does look good on paper. Oh shit, they just added Kadarius Toney. The reason why Kyle Pitts looks so open on all the Florida tape is because Kadarius Toney's on the other side getting double teamed. People, they don't show you that when they're showing you Kyle Pitts film. All his highlights, he's running with one guy or running by himself because there's a lot of attention on that speed guy over there. But you probably could have got him in the second or third round. I don't think anybody after that was going to think that he was going to be a number one, a first round pick to come in and chase. So Baltimore, they've never really had the opportunity to draft it because they're always good. So they're always drafted 27th, 28th, 29th. They're always drafting there for the last decade. They've always drafted after the 20s. Some of the better stud first round receivers in the history of this game. There's always your Jerry Rice or some or an undrafted Terrell Owens, someone drafted like that. Randy Moss, first round. I mean, you could go through the line of great, even all the best guys today. Justin Jefferson, I just missed it, first round. Julio Jones, we talked about him, first round. AJ Green, we talked about him, top 5. Top 6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like those guys, you're gonna find that guy. Yeah. Hey, nowadays, you gotta get that guy top 10, man. These are the guys you're looking at this year. Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, they both look legit. Waddle looks like if they can figure out what they're gonna do it to him, Mike can figure out how to get the ball deep. Just off of they just throw short. Yeah, bro, he's still about to have 100 catches and break the record for the rookie in the NFL, bro, over the history in yards as a rookie. And he missed 2 games. He's legit. Jamar Chase, legit, but number 4, number 5, right? Yeah. Devontae Smith, number 9. Yeah. Baltimore needs that.
No one drops to 20. No one drops to 27.
No.
Think about this. Go ahead, but the best receivers they've had in Baltimore the last 10 years or so were Anquan Bolden and Stephen Smith, Sr., who were both at the end of their careers, cut by their other teams. And those guys came in and they played really well for Baltimore. But that's been the best receivers they've had. I'm talking.
They try Sammy Watkins.
But I mean, if you go back though, Baltimore has been a tough tight end team because of Ozzie Newsome.
Exactly.
They had the best tight end teaching them how to play the game.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. That's why I love having her on. Like y'all, listen, man. I told y'all, hey, bro, I'm talking to my IG right now. Listen. Y'all follow her. She's sharp as hell, man. Sometimes I call her for the show. She too busy. She can't do it because she bowling like that. She ain't always available. So when I get her, I'm like, yes. But yeah, I'm with you guys, man, on the rate. They're just I'm such a proponent, man. It's such a pom-pom pusher for black quarterbacks, black coaches. I support my peoples, man, being black and Dominican. I cheer for all my Hispanics in baseball. That's just who I am, man. So I love Lamar Jackson. I hate that they had so many injuries this year. Because the media, they're just waiting to jump on him and say he can't do it or you can't win with him. But it's like, dude, his best receiver is an average speed white tight end. Like that's his best receiver. Like, and I don't buy Hollywood Brown. I didn't buy him at Oklahoma. Just thought he was a kind of a gadget guy. He reminds me more of a 90s, early 2000s like specialty type receiver returner. He reminds me of that. He don't remind me of a guy that you can put the slot separation.
I mean, if he hasn't beat his corner down the field, you can't get him any other way.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Nope. He doesn't want to see, and that's what I'm saying about when I go back to Rondell Moore in Arizona. They haven't learned how to play receiver in the NFL. Your speed don't mean shit if you can't add other things to it and confuse corners or get guys' hips turned. All you need is that. Trust me. All you need is that. Watch Jefferson run his route. The touchdown on the post corner that he ran the other night against Chicago, dog. They have and the commentator you can hear. I think it's Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick goes, yeah, that's a lot of coverage on Jefferson in the slot right there. Watch that, and that's exactly where Kirk Cousins goes. Louis Riddick is up there watching. Brian Greasy goes, yeah. That's a lot of room they're giving it right there. It's like, which means they shaded the safety over. But he gave him a move, and the safety hips turned just that much. He broke back out. And by the time you turn back around, it's already like a 3-yard 7 touchdown. Yeah. Play over. So I want to jump on maybe one of these other teams. I just want I told you so. Let's go here. I've been trying to tell people for about 12 years about Mr. Urban Liar. I tell you, man. Like, hey, listen, y'all know I joke around my show, so this is gonna be a little comedy, but some serious with it. White people, y'all get to do anything. White folks, y'all get to do anything, man. Like y'all can be like the worst type of person in public, and it's okay. It's this guy to this day. Have we not forgot about Florida? Have we not forgot about the secret scandals at Utah? We not forgot about the secret scandals in Ohio. Have we not forgot about Ohio State and all the hazing that was going on there, and then the players and then the prostitutes and all the stuff that got swept over? And then he knew a coach was domestically abusing his wife. Like, he knew it. He knew it. His wife knew it. Like, I always say, we got to protect the women and children, man. I mean, if a dude's slapping up another dude, you're a grown-ass man. You going to let him smack you up. That's on you, player. I ain't saving you on that, man. But women and children, we must protect and we must save. We don't do a good job at. When you hear something like that, you not only have to fire him, man, you got to turn him, man. I don't care if that's your homie, bro. Like, I can never have that on my conscience. Any of my friends know. I know you hitting your lady, bro. I'm turning you in. You can call me what you want to call me. I'm telling. I'm snitching. I'm tattling. Nigga, I'm tattling. I'm not riding with that, bro. And if you got a problem with me, then we can just settle it then, bro. But that's whack, homie. You a man, homeboy. You don't do nothing like that. And if I know about it, bro, man, can't rock with you, homie. Get out of here with that. You knew. And then sat there with this smug-ass look on his face. Remember the press conference when they announced he was going to be suspended for a while, and then but this would be his last. He actually kind of sat there like, how dare you? What? White folks. My God, what? A brother would have been up there in a tuxedo. Yes, sir. I was going to take my suspension and I'll be back to coach, but after this, I's done. I's gone. Hey, come on, man. A brother would have been trying to rock that shit. So he literally almost sat there like, you got to be kidding me, guys. Like, I'm only guilty of loving him or loving him. So, what? Oh, my God. Then Sean Khan, owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, for some reason, and also quick sidebar, guys, Jacksonville, think about it. Leonard Fournette, I want out. Jalen Ramsey, I want out. Like, there's great players saying, I don't like this here. I'm out. It ain't the fans, it ain't the stadium, it ain't the city, it ain't that who running this. We're finding that out now with LeVar Arrington. I don't know if y'all heard him rant on Fox Sports Radio about RG3's tell-all book that's coming out. LeVar went in. LeVar Arrington went in, but LeVar is also, I lived out in the D.C. area at the time. LeVar been trying to tell us about Daniel Snyder for a long time. He's been trying to tell us about the atmosphere at Washington football franchise. He's been trying to tell everybody. And about 2 weeks ago, somebody texted me the clip. They was like, bro, did you hear? Somebody I work with over Fox Sports. They was like, bro, did you hear this? I was like, nah. They didn't beep that out. Oh, wow. Okay, LeVar. Like,
he gonna play like it is, no matter what.
Yeah,
man,
he's the one to do that.
Somebody must honestly. That's why I love doing freelance work over there. They do allow their talent to be who they are. They don't try to mold you. They don't try to change you. You can't say certain stuff. Look, we all know we get on air. You can't say certain things on certain networks. You can't. I know that. I'm over there. You guys hear me? I don't even like to say damn. I don't even want them coming to me because I'm freelance. I don't have a contract yet. I just freelance. So I don't even want them coming to me. It's like, yeah, VJ, great show, but let's leave the D word. Well, I'm like, all right, I hear them say damn all the time. Yeah, they got contracts. They're signed for 3 years. We paying you $500 for today. Like, and we paying you $500, and that ain't nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing to me. Here, matter of fact, you didn't need no check. Go ahead, take that right there. There you go, bro. Great show. We'll see you next time we need you. So, but yeah, just people doing that talent thing and trying to protect, but and just bad franchise and bad atmospheres. Jacksonville is that atmosphere, and then you bring in Urban Meyer. Then he hires the guy who said the racist stuff to the players from Iowa, and thought that was You hired him? Nigga, no. No. Do you know what he said? And I can see Urban saying, yeah, I saw what he said, but he apologized, said he was sorry. White people. Y'all get to do anything. Y'all get to do anything. Then they lose a big time game on national TV. Doesn't take the team flight home. Doesn't let anybody know. They're on a tarp for an hour waiting for him. He in a sports bar. Now, I'm a man. I ain't judging that part of it. I ain't judging being an old dude and having little junk sit on my lap at the bar. I ain't judging that part. I'm a man. What I'm judging is that you're the fucking leader, dog. You're the coach of a professional football franchise, man. That right there. You coach there. And this is what you're doing? And then you get to the facility on Monday. You don't really apologize. You speak to several groups of players. You go to like the position meetings. You don't address the team as a whole. And most players was like, man, we ain't even tripping. Like, I mean, we it's the fact that you didn't feel like as a leader and a man, you could come to us as a whole. Because he went different meeting rooms and said different things. Then you berate your coaches in a meeting in front of everybody and tell them they not winners. And he had better people at the college he coached at in Ohio, not named the Buckeyes. Like when he was there coaching a MAC school, I had better coaches than you're not a winner. I'm a winner. Then to finish it all off, and at this point, people goes, he was trying to get fired. I said, no, he wasn't trying to get fired. This is the entitlement he's always had. This is the entitlement he's always coached with. This is the entitlement. He berated a reporter when he was in Florida during practice, if you guys remember that, because the guy just wrote an article about what was true about your kid, dog. Don't sit there and berate him in front of everybody, almost in this threatening way, like you want to smack him up. That's why college coaches and college football will never be successful in the NFL. If you coach too long in college, that entitlement sets in. You cannot speak to certain reporters. Do you guys know when you're covering college football, Daniel? I know you know that they can say you can't come into this press meeting. No head coach in the NFL can tell anybody from the Associated Press that they cannot come in on Media Tuesday. I could come sit up in here all the hell I want and ask everything I want. I have that right as a journalist. In college, Tuscaloosa, Ann Arbor, Gainesville, Lincoln, some of these Columbus.
Look, how long did Saban last in the NFL? There you
go. About as long.
4 weeks.
About as long as the vodka I had in my specialized dolphin shot glass lasted.
That right there should tell you that one of the best college football coach in NCAA history made it 5 weeks in the NFL. There you go.
And did the same. I'm not leaving. And we're like, we kind of want you to leave though. Like we kind of, that was the dolphin. That was the dog that between the fans and the media, we were all kind of like, yeah, it's fine. We know the Bama job's over. You can go. Like we're not tripping, but you don't have to lie to us. We don't want you here. Like we don't even want, like, he messed up so bad. He still says to this day, well, I wanted Drew Brees. Come on, man. Shut up, bro. Shut up. You wanted Drew Brees and he didn't clear. Well, guess what? His shoulder didn't clear. It just is what it is. His shoulder didn't clear with our doctor. So it cleared down there in history. Seriously. Don't mean that we'd have signed Drew Brees, that we'd have been the Saints, because we didn't have Sean Payton. We didn't have Joe Horn. We didn't have Reggie Bush. Like, we didn't have all these other pieces, man, that got him to a Super Bowl. And if Peyton Manning doesn't miss an out route and Terry Porter takes it back for a pick six to seal that Super Bowl win, we might not even have the one ring that we have. But back to my man, Urban Liar. This fool, and it's funny where somebody told me the other day, he'll get hired again. I'm like, I hope not. I hope you're wrong. But I could see somebody kind of saying, you know what, he's made a mistake. He's apologized. It was this and that and blah, blah, blah. He ain't on the Gruden level because Gruden's done. Gruden can never coach in college or pro ever. It's too, I don't want to call it sensitive because I don't attack groups. Even when I do stand up, I'll make fun of different things, but I don't attack groups because I just don't need that type of smoke and I don't want to deal with that type of bullshit because I'll tell you about yourself. Because some of these groups are bullies themselves. Your group is a bully. If you're trying to cancel somebody, or you're trying to affect how I can feed Cameron and how I can feed Journey and take care of the Husky House, the big vanilla Husky House, you're the bully. I ain't say nothing about you. I just don't agree with what you do. Why am I wrong? I don't agree with what you do, bro. But do you? I don't agree with a crackhead, but smoke your crack. It ain't just give it for me. I don't want smoke. Don't offer me none. Don't ask me to buy none. Don't ask me to buy you none. Don't ask me to take you to nobody that got none. But if you want to stand right there, bro, and hit your pipe, bro, by all means, do you. But the crack convention gonna come at me like, we're offended because VJ said don't take us to buy crack. No, I don't want to take you to buy crack. What's up? So, but just the culture we live in today, man. This guy will slide through, and I'll let you guys take your hits on Urban Liar. But this is my I told you so. I've been telling people about this guy. I know Percy Harvin and his inner circle, so I heard things about Florida. I lived in Bristol. We all know who comes from there. Lord rest his soul. We all know that crazy ass horrific. I can watch that documentary over and over. I'm still just in amazement at the Aaron Hernandez story. I really am. I'll watch it over and over again, just like, wow, man, like that I still need to think, that's been uncovered. I think there's still some stuff that's left that's got swept away. I think there's some people lying, but I think there's some people that's telling the truth. I think there's some people that ain't told their whole truth yet. I think that's still another documentary coming. Maybe Aaron Hernandez a decade later. Maybe that's the next one that comes out where more people want to come and sit down and go, I didn't want to say nothing before, but we had AK-47s in the dorm, and we had coke, we had weed, we were selling drugs. That team, remember guys, Reggie Nelson, the Pouncey Boys, Percy Harvin, Aaron Hernandez, there was a Dante Fowler. Guys, that team they had there, it was all brushed over by a Christian Bible quote, white quarterback, mother name of Tim Tebow. That would be a dope. Y'all need to let me do that. Let me direct that. I'm telling you, man, give me the fun, so because people gonna want to be paid to talk. But let's throw a little money at and be like, so, bro, come on, man. What was in the dorm room? Talk to me. What was in the dorm room? Who knew what? Who knew what? Tell me about the bar fight that Tim Tebow showed up and so-called glossed everything over. But all you guys are under 21, and you guys are in the bar fight. So talk to me, brother. Tell me how that went. You need another 100? Here, give me another 100. You need another 100. Here. All right, go. Come on, man. You're on the clock. Man. Let's go. Talk. No, anyway, so I'll let you guys go on this whole Urban Mike. But I try to tell you, this guy, and I'm going to just say, this guy's a piece of shit, man. He really is. Some human beings just aren't good people, bro. Some humans aren't good people. Sorry. They know when the cameras are on. They know how to smile and do it. But behind closed doors, guys, there are some people that if you knew, even some pro athletes we may really like, but we don't like the Deshaun Watson story, right? I don't know what happened, but I do know there was a lot of women, man. It wasn't one or two. It was like 10, 11 therapists, like masseuses, dog. They say he a little weird. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Massaging my butt. Like, what? Hold up. What? My butt cheeks clenched up when I heard. I was like, hold on. No, hold up. No. Woman or not, bro. And I go to the spa. Woman or not, I keep my drawers on. I keep my drawers in. You can disrobe and I'll be back in. My socks and drawers are on. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't have the prettiest feet. You can run my feet through my socks. Okay? The rest of me is open. No, I'm not taking my drawers off. Lady, I don't know you like that. When I'm on my stomach like this and hold on, what you doing? No, what you doing about it? No, the cramp ain't with that. I ain't never had a cramp there. I don't know what the hell. I ain't never had a cramp. But when you heard them stories, right? It's kind of like, oh, damn, dog. And I root for you, man. I hope you not this freaky Jason ass type dude, man. Be like doing this. I hope you not, man. Shit, I cheer for you, bro. So regardless of who you like, man, there's some people who are just really, really messed up in life. They always ladies first. Urban Meyer.
Honestly, it is not a surprise. Like you said, it's not a surprise. I knew it was the beginning of the end when he didn't go back to Jacksonville on the team plane with his. How are you the head coach of this team and you did not travel with your team? How do you? And then it comes out that he supposedly tried to kick a player. Hey, look.
Yeah, and warm-ups, the kicker. Yeah,
look. Yeah. My daddy played 10 years in that league, and one thing for sure and two things for certain, he ain't gonna let no man kick him. Nope. Okay? What do you have to have some kind of respect for your players because they will have the same kind of respect for you. The fact that he can't even it's mind-boggling that an NFL coach in 2021 did not ride the team plane back home with his players. Like, what are you doing? Is the Poon that special in Cleveland or in Columbus where you going? Like, It just
Yeah, went back to collect. He didn't even stay because the game was in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, game was in
He didn't
Cincinnati.
stay Cincinnati
You go
bar.
drive
He drove
an
back.
hour and some change to Columbus, Ohio. I'm sorry, my family's from Dayton. Love you. But you go drive an hour and some change to Columbus, Ohio? Like, sir, this ain't Miami. This ain't Houston. This ain't Vegas. You going to Columbus.
Yeah.
No, I just look. Urban is who he is. I hope he doesn't get another chance, but like you said, it is possible that he will get another chance because, it happens. But yeah, it's not a surprise. It's who he is. He covered up so much shit at Florida. So much. Like,
and I don't believe that these coaches who are control freaks, these coaches, I have sources all through college football, and they tell these guys are control freaks, man. Like you're running a multi-$100 million business. Harbaugh's not the coach of Michigan. He runs Michigan football. That's a difference. So that's advertising, that's sponsorships, that's the handshakes, that's the closed envelopes, that's the now you can do it with Bitcoin. Now you have the NIL. So now it's I can only imagine Bryce Young, Alabama quarterback out here out of Santa Ana, modern day high school. I call his high school games. Homeboy had $1 million in the account before the year even started, and I'm sure that's going to blow up after going 12-1 and winning the Heisman in a landslide the way that he did. And so it's so much power that these coaches have, and I'm pretty sure Saban, you got to talk to Saban before you get talk. Just because it's NIL, don't mean you just get to walk up to Bryce. I'm pretty sure you got to talk. I'm pretty sure you got to talk to Saban before you talk to Bryce's agent. I'm sure you got to talk to Saban first, because if you want to do this, cool, son, I get the rules, but I still run Alabama football. I still run Texas. I still run Florida. I still run Notre Dame. If you're Brian Kelly, I run LSU now. I run Michigan. Lincoln Riley. I run Los Angeles. Not USC. I run Los Angeles now. Dodgers are on their way out. They didn't lose, but they were at their peak. They had it. The Lakers, they got their one Mickey Mouse AAU bubblegum championship with 4 months off with LeBron. That shit's about to crash. The Kings won the Stanley Cup 4 or 5 years ago. That shit's been crashing since then. UCLA basketball trying to do something. USC basketball ain't never really been shit. Probably won't never really be shit. But USC football, like, no, I don't run USC football. Homeboy, you run a piece of Los Angeles. That shit sits on Figueroa, homeboy. You play at the Coliseum. You run a piece of Los Angeles. You don't run at USC. So it's a business now. So these guys these guys are control freaks, man. They don't just let
unfortunately
so to try to act like you didn't know nothing when you're that much of a control freak.
College football is so much of a business. It's honestly, it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy. Like it's so big. And I know that I'm glad, players are starting to get paid now and they can get paid, but it's a lot going on there. And
I love it. I do. It's a lot. You're right. It's a lot going on. I'm weird, Danielle. I like a little corruption.
And I'm one of those that's the complete opposite, where I say you're a student athlete, which means student first. So you don't get money for playing.
Listen, I need therapy. I need therapy. So and I know it. I know you and your family. I know y'all family, man. Like I know you. We going on like 14, 15 years, as long as I've pretty much been right there, because you came out to Connecticut to visit your sisters when I first met you, when we stayed in the apartment buildings next to each other.
Yep.
That was like 13, 14 years ago. So I done met your mom. I done hugged your mom. I know your family.
Right?
I know y'all.
Look,
y'all
I
are
made
all
you
about
a
education, student athletes. Yes, me. And listen, man, y'all gonna save the world. I'm a nigga out here almost burning this shit to the ground.
Look,
like I'm just
you special. I made you a pound cake. That's how special you are.
Yo, hold up. Hold up. Yo, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you right now, I'm gonna hate you, but it's just the truth. Y'all shit's neck and neck. Danielle, I ain't never had a pound cake that I looked at and was like, but once that shit hit your tongue, once that shit
it's over.
Once that shit hits your mouth, it's so good. Once it hits your mouth, it's so good.
It's over.
Quick story, guys. We had Thanksgiving dinner. She made a pound cake. All the friends from the network all came over. We converged on one play with, but we didn't eat it there. I was like, yeah, I'll take some. I'll take some pound cake. Sliced like 3 slices, gave it to us. It's later that night. I'm back home. It's like 2 a.m. I'm smoking a little sweet tooth, watching games on DVR. I was like, oh yeah, I do got that pound cake in there. The first taste of pound cake that went in my mouth, I went into the living room. I got right now. I just had a piece in my hand. She was almost asleep. I said, wake up. And I was like, eat that. She like, what the hell is that? I said, that's Danielle's damn pound cake. She said, is that? I said, listen, you better get your ass up and come in the kitchen now because I might eat all 3 of these slices right now. Dog, her pound cake is so, it tastes like, it doesn't taste like any other pound cake that I ever had in my life. So for my wedding, my wife got the groom cake. I called her. I said, I want you to buy me a wedding gift. Would you make me a groom's cake? She said, you want pound cake? I said, you bet your chocolate ass I want a pound cake. You bet your chocolate ass I want a pound. She made me a pound cake. I was so stingy, and we had a house full of people for the weekend. Bro, people was mad. It was like, yo, V, for real? I was like, don't touch my pound cake. What are you doing? Yo, I'm getting a slice of this. No, you're not getting a slice of shit. All these cupcakes and all this other wedding shit we got up here, eat that. This is mine. I was stingy with it. My homeboy, you know, Rich and Jamar, they snuck a piece while I was asleep. That's how good it was, bro. That's how good that shit is, man. So when we got back from our wedding, my wife, who's a baker, makes me a strawberry pound cake. I remember eating her shit was bomb too. She looks at me and she goes, you like it? I said, yo, shit good. She's like, because you just ain't gonna be loving Danielle damn pound cake. I was like, are you? That was my first experience in my life of eating another woman's cooking, and whoever I was with at the time, like feeling some kind of way, like, yeah, because she was a little too excited about Danielle. I was like, oh my god, are you jealous that her pound cake was? Man.
Tell Ray I love her. I love Ray.
That's
Ray can cook too. Ray can throw down.
Family, but that's just how when it's gonna happen to you one day. You're gonna get married. You're gonna make something special for your man. Y'all gonna go to somebody's cookout. He gonna taste some beans or some potato salad or something and be like, and he's not gonna go though. He just gonna be a man eating. But you gonna get home and be like,
don't.
So
get that excited.
My potato salad don't do it for you. Know, you gonna throw him up. He gonna be like, what?
Don't get too excited.
I mean, you had like 2 helpings of Miss Sharon's potato. Right. Trust me. Why? Exactly. See, exactly. But the thing, we don't know. We just eat and we don't know. We're just like, damn.
So you just go eat like that? Oh, okay. Okay.
That's why I love you guys, man. That's why I love you guys. Okay, real quick, at least I know you got to roll, and I don't want to keep you either, Ms. Danielle. I know Christmas shop if you got things to do, but I have to do word association. I love this. It's off the top of the head, so you got to be quick. I'm gonna just throw out an NFL team and give me one word to describe them, and we'll go 3 each. We'll go three. So as always, ladies first. Trying to pick. Oh, we haven't said a word about this team. They're sitting at 8-6. Great young quarterback. I want the Dolphins to take him because I called the game up at Oregon when he played against Montana. Saw my own eyes. Thought he would be a great fit for Miami. Love his size. Keenan Allen, great receiver. Derwin James, probably the best safety in football. Austin Eckler can just run his ass off. And 2 games behind Big Red. I don't think they catch him, but they get to that playoffs. We talked about the 4th down calls in that game the other night. The Los Angeles Chargers, Danielle. Word association.
I want to say ready.
I
think they are ready. The way that they played the Chiefs last week, they are ready.
Okay.
It was that now they're tackling. We can work on the tackling. You can't let Travis Kelce get those two touchdowns the same way. 2 touchdowns.
The last one. Watching that play, at no point did I think he was scored. At no point did I think it was scored until he got to like the 3. Then I was like, "Oh shit, game!" I leaned back on I said, "Oh, game!"
I was game. Like, what? Like 7 missed tackles? Really?
Yeah.
So we're going to work on our angles and tackling, but let's go low, stay low, So, but I think the Chargers are ready. I think Justin Herbert is finally stepping into his own. I think he's ready. I think he's reading the field well. He's reading the field really well. So I think they're ready.
He's good. Justin Herbert's really good.
Yeah.
My man missed the Louise. Arizona Cardinals, man. Word association.
Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to say fraud. because when you look at the start, they had the 7-0 start, but since then, you kind of made reference to it earlier. They kind of plateaued and stopped. They've lost 4 out of 7. They haven't looked good. They just lost Hopkins for the year. They need somebody to step up. James Conner's had a great year with them.
Yeah.
But do we expect James Conner, when he burst on the scene 2 years ago with the Steelers, had a great year and then disappeared in the playoffs and then had another really bad year with them, or 2 years with them. So is this the same thing we saw with Pittsburgh when it comes to James Conner? Now, they throw the ball out of the backfield to him really well. But for me, I'm not buying it. I think Kyler's really good, but I think you take DeAndre off that receiving line. They don't have enough receiving. They don't have a good tight end. Or no, they got Zach Ertz, who they're still kind of getting into the fold, but he's really good. But he's not the Zach Ertz of old. So I don't know if you have enough weapons. So I'm going to say fraud.
Okay. I like that, man. I'll pick a team for myself. I'll say I want to say the Bucks, and the word I would use for the Bucks is worried. Worried. They should be worried. The fan base should be worried. These injuries are piling up. It's the wrong time of year. And even if, like a little Fournette, they say, okay, shut them down the last 3, then that means when the playoffs start, you got to kind of rev them back up. Football is not a sport you can just roll out of bed and put on your cleats and grab a juice box and a bag of Doritos and go play. I mean, if you're 12, okay, cool, 13 on the field up the street, but on a high school level or a college level or NFL level, with the beating that your body takes. So if I'm the Bucks, if I'm their fan base, and if I'm some of those guys in the locker room, I might be looking around like, damn, man, I'm not worried, but we gotta pull this shit together, man. This could get ugly real fast. We just won the Super Bowl. They don't at least get back to the conference championship game or to the Super Bowl. It'll look like last year was a fluke. It really will. It'll look like last, because remember, Brady throws 3 picks, right, in that conference championship game up at Green Bay. And a lot of people thought they should have probably lost that game, but Green Bay throws up on themselves before the first half. You let Godwin get behind you on the bomb, and Brady throws a touchdown. It's like, dude, it's the last play to have, bro. There's 8 seconds left. What the hell are you doing? It's just amazing, guys, on that level with that much preparation makes that much money that you have a mental lapse like that. Dog, I know to do that in Madden. I didn't get back up. 8 seconds. No bomb before the half. It's just a half, right? But it's like, I don't want to go no bomb before. I take my safety and run them all the way back. People get mad. Yo, play that nigga, push play, man. Hike the ball. Tell me how to play. Hike the ball, bro. You're not about to beat me on no corny before the half, and you get the ball back. Nah, anyway. Can you get the ball back? Danielle. Oh, here's a good one. Danielle. Let's go to we haven't talked about them at all. Let's go with the bum ass Jets. And the reason why I ask, can't get the quarterback position right. Zach Wilson, whatever the hell his name is there. I think the kid sucks, but we'll see. But 3-11 this year, they're gonna be drafted high again. Just the bum ass Jets.
I mean, it's not one word. It's kind of more same old. I think they like the same old. It's the same Jets. Yeah. Like you would think, Robert Saleh is coming in. Like, okay, he gonna bring some stuff that he had on the West Coast. He gonna hit it. Yeah. It's the same Jets. Like you said, Zach Wilson is okay. He's mediocre. He's
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah. Honestly, he's a. What receivers do they have? It's like, where are you going with this? You have a quarterback, great, but build something around him. Get some pieces. Get some defense. Get a running back. Get something. I think it's the same old Jets.
I'm with you on that too, man. And not only that, Corey Davis stole money from them in free agency. Like it's the same old. It's the same old Jets I've lived with all my life, other than Rex Ryan's little run there. This has just been the bum-ass Jets. That's why I call them the bum-ass Jets, because they the bum-ass Jets, and they just always going to be the bum-ass Jets. Like, come on, bro. Y'all 3-11, and they got, 2 first rounds, 2 seconds covered. Like, they got picks, but it just seems like just more and more the same. I agree with you on that one. My man, Luis. Oh, here's a squad we haven't talked about, man. The Broncos, 7-7. They're still in the shot for a wild card. Teddy B got carted over with his face mask off, and I don't know how you trip on your own and slam your head like that, man. Like, goodness gracious, bro. Get your equilibrium together. And the prayers to him. I hope he's okay. I think I've heard he's fine. But 7-7 Broncos, Luis.
My word association for them is lock or locked out. Because
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Here's the deal. They were one of my surprises because nobody expected them to be this good. The defense has played better. The offense has been decent at best with Teddy Bridgewater there. Now you don't have him. Is Drew Lock finally going to take that next step and take them to the playoffs? Or are they going to be locked out again and still be looking for that franchise quarterback that they've been looking for really since John Elway? You take away that little bit of time with Peyton Manning, who was at the end of his career for those 2 or 3 years. They haven't really been solid at quarterback in 20. It seems like 20 years. So
yeah.
At what point are you going to get the guy? And I know quarterbacks are hard to come by, but you've seen it. Are you going to be the Broncos of before, or are you going to be the new millennial Cleveland Browns, where you're constantly looking for quarterbacks year after year after year? At this point, your guy's Drew Lock. So is he gonna do it, or is he not?
My one word for them is non-factor. They're just almost a non-factor. I thought they would be better. I pull for them because I pull for the black QB. They had Teddy B, but I don't feel the eye test, as I always say on my show. And watching some Bronco games, it's like, all right, Teddy's just not that guy, man. Like, I know we were able to talk about the injury for about 2 or 3 years, but sooner or later, the play on the field does kind of just have to. You just got to be real, whether you like a guy or not. You have to just watch the film. And when you put the film on, it's just like, Jerry Jeudy should be having a much bigger year. Cortland Sutton should be having a much bigger year. Noah Fant. You have Williams, the rookie running back out of North Carolina. You have Gordon. Like, you have offensive weapons there. But I watched those games, and he misses just a lot of throws, a lot of reads. And you miss a Jerry Jeudy. Like, Jerry Jeudy, 0 fantasy points last week. Zero fantasy points. But, he's healthy. He's back. He wasn't hobbled. How are you not finding him? And even in Drew Lock, he's not there. He's not the guy. Anytime, I don't like white quarterbacks that dance hoppish when they throw touchdown passes. I worry about you. I worry about you. It's like light-skinned black men who date white girls. I worry about you. You know, you already have this. Why would you add that? You got it like that. Your chocolate. You know me. I do Latino browns. Chocolate woman like that. My wife is that color. I got to go that route. I'm already all this vanilla buttery shit pouring out of my pores. I already have all of this. I can't add a Becky to this. You know what I'm saying? It's like Pat Mahomes, bruh. I understand you half and half. I know there was a sister for you though somewhere. I know there was a sister for you, Pat Mahomes, somewhere. But he also got a Head and Shoulders commercial. You ain't never seen a black dude use Head and Shoulders. I was like, yeah, Pat Mahomes just lost me all the way around, man. Then Drake baby mama come out, she a Canadian white girl. It's like, damn, dog.
Look, if you're gonna go that route, she needs to be beautiful. That's what I'm gonna say for those two.
Thank you. She gotta do something you look at and go, oh, all right.
Okay, I get it.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, shit. If she'd have walked up to me at the party, you know what I'm saying? But when you look and you go, what the?
That's it. Okay. I mean,
what the fuck?
You love who you love, right?
Damn that. Damn it. You gotta take her to Christmas dinner. Like, you gotta show her off.
Right.
Man. Ain't enough Chanel and Louis Vuitton gonna cover that, homeboy. Okay, well, that's all I'll do. All right, last thing. Really interesting one. Danny, I get this one going for you. Seattle Seahawks. With everything they got going on.
Depressing.
Oh, okay.
I want to root for them. I love Russ. I think the hand injury messed him up. Okay. It took him downhill. Once after he got back from that surgery, he hasn't been the same. DK is upset because he's not getting the ball, which I understand. You're the number one receiver. You should get the ball. Mm-hmm. You mean what running back they using? They're a little depressing. And you feel like Pete Carroll is out, which I kind of think it is. It's going to happen. So it's a little depressing. You would hope that they don't have that, because we had high hopes for them coming into the season. Mm-hmm. You know, Russ is playing on all fronts. You got DK on all fronts. You know, their defense, it's not the Legion of Boom. It's the Legion of Sure. Okay. It's the Legion of whatever happens today.
The Legion of Loom.
Right. The Legion of what? Let's see what happens today. That's what they are. But I think they're a little depressing. And I really hope they turn it around, because I thought Pete Carroll was the best coach for that team. He came in, he did some great things. They won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. He had the defense running on all fronts. So I thought he was a great coach for that team. But now I think it's time for a change.
I'm actually happy that they're having such a bad year because I don't like nobody up there.
Because you want the Rams to do good.
I don't like Pete Carroll. I'm a Reggie Bush fan. I don't like the way he snuck out the back door at USC, leaving Reggie holding all the evidence, and Reggie just now being accepted back to USC, but they didn't already put him in the UFC Hall of Fame. See, white people, y'all get to do anything. Y'all get to do anything. It can still reap the benefits of life. I don't like Russell Wilson. I still remember draft day. You sit next to the Becky. Now all of a sudden you want to be hip. Now all of a sudden you want to be hip. So
he changed course, and he did.
He changed course. He changed course, but he changed course for someone who felt like she was trying to be relevant again.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Because she was. I can't put out there like that because she was before Russ. You know, everybody knows Future, but she was an NBA player's little side joint for a minute too. So it just felt like Laura London, right? I love Laura London. She's beautiful, but it just kind of feels like after ATL and what your career didn't like, then it was like, okay, well, I still got a brother, so you know, well, okay, fine, I'll date rappers, right? I'll date rappers. I'll have a baby with this rapper. I have a baby with this rapper. I have a few with this, and I'm just saying, you know me, I just keep it a buck, and I gotta look
Sierra
at it.
Only had one with Future.
I know that, but I didn't like the way that they splashed and made it a conscious effort for the cameras to catch Russ being Future's baby's son's dad. I didn't like all that shit, and maybe a part of that is personally because I come from that, having kids before you get married from someone else, and I come from that. I'm a
look. The cameras wouldn't catch it if it ain't real.
Well.
I mean, if he really playing with him, then
yeah, but it's opportunistic.
Okay.
Playing with him, it's coming off the field in training camp, and she's right there with him, with the baby right on the edge of the field where the people can stand. So when he comes off, hey, yeah, run the day, and I'm in film. I know acting when I see it. I'm in film. I know acting when I see it. So there's that. There's also, I think Russ tries to play too much hero ball. I hated the fact that they didn't give the ball to Marshawn on the 1 in the Super Bowl because they did not want him to. That would have been his second touchdown. That would have been his second touchdown. He already had 130 something on the ground. He would have been the Super Bowl MVP. And that was the week of, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Look,
I'm just here so I don't. They didn't want that. They wanted Russ to be. I don't root for that.
You don't have a man
want to be the star.
You don't have a man on your team named Beast Mode, and you don't give Beast Mode the ball.
Well, first of all, he just ran it from the 7 down to the 1. Like they just had given it. He just got it down there.
Let's not talk about
Pete Carroll's watching the clock. He's looking at Bill to see if Bill's going to call the timeout. He's watching the clock. That whole thing was just a disaster. And then Russ throws the pick. So I had a smile on my face, like, you want to be the smart. Quick to DK, and I said it last year. This is another I told you so. DK Metcalf's a one-trick pony. Luis has heard me say this. He's a one-trick pony. And if Russ don't run around, play hero ball, he can't get. That's the only way he can really get off coverage. And I don't like diva receivers within your first 3 years of the NFL. You just got here, bro. You just got here, and your purple and pink hair and shit, and your nose rings, and you're like an NFL Dennis Rodman, and I liked Rodman. And you look, I see your abs, bro. We all know you got the body. We know you signed up to sign your contract with no shirt on, so everybody took their shirt off. And even Pete Carroll and took the picture with you. I get all of that, but when I see that divaness a little too early, it's like, bro, you really a one-trick pony. You can just run deep. You don't run the route tree very well. You can't get out covered. Jalen Ramsey gets in your ass every time he lines up against you, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Every time you see Jay Rams, homie, he shuts you down. So you not that dude. You're not that guy. And it's gonna show. True. It's gonna show real fast. But I look at 5 and 9 and I go, I told y'all. So Russ, quick flip. Luis, as fast as you can. Where's Russell Wilson playing? Kickoff Sunday, 2022.
There's 2 teams that need him. And the New Orleans Saints are one, and the Miami Dolphins are the other.
Okay. I got 2. I like New Orleans. That's a good one. I want to think it down. Washington, Chicago.
Yeah, they could use him too.
Danielle, where's he playing?
You really think Chicago when they just got okay?
Why
I
not?
like the New Orleans thing. Because Jameis is going to be out. Like that ACL, that's nothing to.
Yep.
That's hard, and he's a little older, so it's going to take him a while to come back.
Yep.
Possibly Denver.
Yeah. But see, I think that's where A-Rod is next year.
Really?
That deal, remember, that deal was almost done draft day and something fell through.
Right.
That deal was almost done.
Okay,
I don't know what held that deal up.
So if A-Rod goes to Denver, then Russ is going to Green Bay.
That'd be tough for me to see. Because you got to tell Sierra. Because I mean, and wives' opinions matter. You got to tell Sierra you're moving to Wisconsin.
Look, Sierra's going to stay in LA or somewhere while Russ is in Appleton, Wisconsin.
If they do that, how are they going to post all their videos of laying in bed with each other? And how are they going to post all of their family stuff of him walking out the house in his trench coat and they're poor.
I can't. New Orleans or Denver? I see Russ, New Orleans or Denver.
Listen, man, I admit who I hate and don't like. I don't run from it. I admit it, man. That shit, man. Every time I see them too, I just be like, oh, you guys are in love. Oh, you're just an old black couple.
And I'm over here writing down Sierra's prayer. Like, okay,
I know you did. That's why I love life.
Please, Lord, I want this. Yeah.
Listen, and that's why I love life because you're allowed to be that. If that's what my opening rant was about. It's okay to like and don't like what you want, but let's stop putting titles on people. Hater, oh, you a dick, right? No, bro. It's like I like Kobe, bro. I like Will Smith. I like The Rock. I like Denzel. Nigga, they cool. If I knew them, I'd be like, yo, nigga, can we hang out? Shit. Yep. I'm trying to see what you doing. I'm trying to hang with you, bro. We all got that, man. We all got like a guy crush. Every man's got guy crushes. There's always some celebrity dudes you be like, I mean, like I'm a comedian. Eddie is the dude. You can't tell me nothing wrong about Eddie Murphy, bro. You can't tell me nothing wrong about Eddie Murphy. I'm not hearing it. That's Eddie Murphy, dog. I don't care what you say, bro. Please, man. Eddie, that nigga. Get out of here, man. So, all right. One last thing for you, Luis. Let me find it. Going. Oh, you know what? Fine, man. I'll be a little homer here. My Dolphins. I won't say it. I'll let you say it. One word for my 7-7 Miami Dolphins.
I have misleading for the Dolphins.
You sack of shit.
No, and let me tell you why. They're 7-7. They're playing good football right now. And here, this is kind of like one of those things where it is what it is. Huh? And what I mean by that is the Dolphins have won, six in a row. But who are they playing in those 6 games? They're playing the Texans, the Jets twice, Carolina, and the Giants. They did beat Baltimore, which is a huge win. Their other win was against the Patriots in week 1. Huge win now that you look at it based on what they're done. But what are we seeing from them? Strong defense like they have been for the last few years. Yeah. I like Waddle. I like what I've seen with him. Gaskins, are you going to be the guy or not? I want to see something more from him. Gesicki, I love Gesicki.
Oh, yeah, he's legit.
Yeah. So I think your passing game is going to be really good with Waddle and Gesicki going forward. I got to see consistency from Gaskins, and I got to see something from Tua. He's playing well, but I got to see him take over a game and really lead the team. I don't know if he's that guy. I know you and I talked about him when he was drafted. You didn't want him. You were very open about that, very, very much like I was with Jared Goff in the Rams. So I can still see them either wanting to give him another year or going a different direction. And
they don't have a choice. We don't have a direction to go. Like, listen, I don't want to trade for an old veteran.
Sure.
I don't want to trade, and I don't want to sign over. I don't want Russ. I don't want even Aaron Rodgers because I don't think we have enough. Even if you add one of those guys, so to me it would be wasted money.
Sure,
it would be to sell tickets, but the Dolphins fans are fans. Now it's a Dolphin town, but it's not a Heat town. It's not a Hurricane. That is a Dolphin town. I love Miami, and Miami love VJ. Okay, I go down there, my friend. I told you they love me down there, Papa. They love me, Papa. Don't make me get into my Cubano, Papa. You know, my friend. I show you something, okay? I show you something, but we don't have enough yet. I agree with you on Gaskin, but that's the offensive line.
Yeah.
Any back, you put a back behind the line, they're gonna run. That's why New England's running the football to hell. Damian Harris, people forget. Don't remember, he was the backup at Bama.
Yep.
He was the backup at Bama. He was a third down specialty back at Bama. But if you put him behind a tough Bill Belichick team coach offensive line, 100 yard, like what, 4 or 5 straight games. Just, I mean, you look at fantasy, it's just like, whoa, oh yeah, another 100 did that. Okay. Damn, I didn't watch the Patriot game, but Damian Harris ran for another 100, another touchdown. Oh, shit. Like, but you just plug a guy in. So I think you get a line, you have that. I think Parker's got to go. We already got rid of Jakeem Grant. I think Albert Wilson's got to go. They have some work to do. Mm-hmm. Miami's got some work to do. I like the defense, but I still think we're a linebacker away. Love the D line. We get pressure from the line. Our secondary, Javon Holland was a hit draft pick out of Oregon, but he got first round grades. It's just, he just slid to the early second round, but he got first round grades from all 32 all 32 GMs. And I love Wilkins on the defensive line, was a top number 7 overall pick from Clemson. He stops the run. Agba, Van Ginkel, but even Raekwon Davis. I still think we don't have a game changing linebacker. Right. We don't have that linebacker that can change the game on any given down. I think that's much needed too. And the quarterback position, I root for him because he wears my team's uniform. But you just said it. I told people from the beginning, I don't like Alabama quarterbacks. I ain't never liked Alabama quarterbacks. You got to go back to Roger Staubach, and that's a long damn time ago. That's a long ass time ago. You got to go to him. And then I don't like Nick Saban quarterbacks. You could go all the way to Michigan State with Nick Saban, and you still not going to find me a quarterback that was that great. Maybe Kirk Cousins. There's my guy at Michigan State. But Saban, just go through his LSU quarterbacks. Go through his Bama quarterback. What quarterback? And I'm praying for Jalen Hurts, and I'm praying for Tua because they're black and brown. They come from the black and brown community. But you better play well, bro. But it's also just his system. When you could plug a guy in and you have running backs that are, Heisman Trophy winners, and you have a receiver that's a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, you have all these different pieces around you. A lot of guys like Mac Jones. You can't tell me if he's that good. His coach don't tell him to just throw 3 passes. I don't care what kind of win. I don't care what kind of win it's in. Josh Allen was throwing the ball, but they didn't even have that faith for him. Like, nah, bro, 3 passes. We're gonna run, play tough defense. They can't run the football, so we'll blitz Josh Allen all night. And if he can make a play to beat us, he beat it. And they couldn't. And you missed the field. And they missed the 37-yard field goal. Yep. You missed the chip shot ass field goal. And there's the game right there. We get out of here with a win. But there's nobody else that could have pulled that off, man. Listen, I'll wrap up, let you guys roll. I know everybody's got stuff to do, Luis. I know you got to get to work. Listen, man, I appreciate you guys. I had so much fun this day. Yeah, that's my girl. I'm so glad you made it onto the show. It's been a minute. The time when you were in the airport, you did that was about a year, right? Isn't that that was last season?
Yeah.
That was last season.
I was in Vegas. In Vegas.
Exactly. You were. You had just done the Monday Night Football game out there in Vegas. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So you were. So it has been a minute, man. But if you want to, please tell everybody where they can find you, man. And we'll leave it at that. You could go first, Luis. Tell everybody where they can find you, homie.
They can find me on Twitter at LESTRADAJR. I'll be bringing my show back probably in February on blogtalk.com.
We talking wrestling?
I'll be talking. Oh, absolutely. Dude, I've got so much to talk about wrestling right now, dude. It's not even fair right now.
Okay, cool. I just want to know if we're talking wrestling.
I'm hoping to get something done before the Royal Rumble, but we'll see. I got some traveling coming up. I'll be in Florida at the end of January, so Florida, I'm coming for you. But I'll be there in about a month. But you can find me up on blogtalkradio.com at Luis Estrada. And on, like I said, on Twitter, LESTRADAJR, Facebook at Lewis's Sports House, there as well.
Awesome. Miss Danielle, like Miss Everything, my black queen, my pound cake maker. And always, man, like I be telling Ray, I'm like, yo, I don't know nobody with prettier teeth and prettier makeup than her. She has the prettiest teeth on anyone I know right now. And she's got the prettiest makeup. I be looking at you. I be on your Instagram, so I be like, God, man, like she's fine as hell, man. It's just a beautiful black woman, man. Her shit always. I don't never see her. No, real talk. Since I've known you, I've never seen you out of pocket ever.
Look,
I've only known you like this. Yeah.
You got to stay put together. It's all these years of braces. I had braces forever.
I know. I remember, and then the retain. I remember.
Yeah. That's it. Look, my grandma used to say, "Ladies, put your makeup on because you don't know where you're gonna find your husband." So we always kept. My grandma, you don't leave the house without something on your face. Von Sil will not let you leave with her.
Yo, that's some old black woman shit. If I ever heard, I never heard that. You don't know where
she said, "Look, if you don't have makeup on, you're not leaving this house with me." That's how she was.
That's what's up, man. Where can everybody? Where your social media or just whatever however you want people to get to you? For some of the fans watching or listening.
Yeah, you can get me on Instagram, DivaD, DIVAD 816. That's me on Instagram. I don't do the whole Twitter thing. I figure I'll do Twitter when I get famous. But yeah, Danielle Lee, DivaD 816.
I appreciate it. I do Twitter because I like pissing people off and getting people mad and inboxing me, calling me names, cussing me out. I laugh, and it's funny.
You like it too.
I love it, man. I laugh at some of these dudes, especially the guy with a troll page that's got 37 followers. And did you see the thing, Luis, I posted about Jake?
I did see that.
Did you see that?
You just reminded me of something I want to get in real quick.
Okay.
You're talking about trolling people. Dude,
Yeah.
I just did the last 2 weeks on my Facebook. I got some friends who are big Arizona fans. Cardinals, Suns, the whole thing. And after every Suns win, they post something like, down goes this team, down goes that team. Or the Cardinals win. Oh, down goes this team, down goes that team. Or, oh yeah, we just lost, but I don't want to hear any haters or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, no, I'm done with this. I've been very silently just dealing with it for 2 years. The last 2 weeks, I've decided, all right. So I wrote on my timeline 2 weeks ago when the Rams beat the Cardinals. Huge win for the Rams. Down go the Cardinals. That's it. That was all I had to say. I got reactions from both people I was aiming to. Yeah. One of them says, "Don't steal my lines," and I'm like, so I DM'd her right away. I'm like, I did that just for you, and it was like, right. And the other one, she just gave me the mad emoji face. So when it happened again this week, when the Lions beat the Cardinals and the Rams beat Seattle to go back into a tie for first place, I did the same thing. Very similar. I said, huge win for the Rams. Thanks to the Lions, we're now back in first place.
Yeah.
I'm getting text messages. We are not technically in first place. We hold the tiebreakers. And I'm like, and I said to him, tiebreakers only come into play at the end of the season. Yep. I'm not talking about tiebreakers. Yes, you have a better division record. Yes, you may win the division. But right now, both teams are 10-4, and we're in first place, just as you are. I have nothing more to say about it.
Yep.
As soon as I sent it, I'm dying laughing because I'm just sitting here like, I got you twice.
I tell people my favorite line is, "Did that make you feel better?" They hate that. Yeah, I do. I'll tell you, because they'll cuss me out and I just, laugh emoji. I put like 10 laugh emojis to let you know I'm really laughing a lot. And then I'll just, in capital letters, "Did that make you feel better?" ?
I'm gonna steal that.
You think you're all this, such and such. I heard you on fire. You suck. They should never have you back. And when I get those, I go, it's all good. I appreciate my fans, but just let me know when you have your show, and I'll come over on your show, and then maybe you can show me how it's done. And maybe you can. My 400 episodes on iHeartRadio, I guess, are nothing, and all my appearances. But I'll come on your show, and you can show me how. Oh, you're so arrogant. And people don't realize, and none of this shit bothers me, man. I love it. I like it. I accept it. Because if I could create emotion, I've done my job.
Exactly.
If I could create emotion, I've done my job. And that's why I don't run from what I don't like or who I don't like or what team I like. I am willing to tell, and I'm willing to listen to who you don't like. Right. And I'm willing to just go, okay. When people go, I don't like Kobe, all I do is just go, why? And when you give me your answer, I just go, oh, okay. I'm not into changing your mind. I don't want to change your mind. If you don't want to like him, you don't have to like him. I know he's my guy. I know he's my GOAT. You can have Mike. You can have LeBron. I know I'm still going to finish with the guy that's third all-time leading in score, 5 championships, the finals MVPs, and he's immortalized for as tragic as it was, bro. He is immortalized forever. Your guy will never be that. Your guy will never be immortalized like the way Kobe, Black Mamba, Bean Bryant is. he will be immortalized forever. You don't have a
story.
You don't have a shot.
Exactly.
I think I'm getting summons here because my Raynell is actually taking her sister to see Wicked as a gift for being very helpful to us. With the baby and everything like that, man. So listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have a Merry Christmas. This has been day 1 of 3 of VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, 3 days of Christmas. I'm back tomorrow morning with some more guests talking some more shit, and we'll be talking more about the NBA tomorrow morning because I want to definitely get back into the Dame Lillard thing. Talk about LeBron. Is he still a top 5 player? Talk about the Lakers. I'm telling you, man, more and more. If that 4 months don't happen where they get that break, this would look like an epic fail for the Los Angeles Lakers getting this victory. All right, man. They're knocking at the door. I gotta roll. I love y'all.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate you guys, man.